That bell was a signal for riders to clear the track. We're just about ready to get started with a meeting on the infield.
Hey, Nick, do you want to turn on the music for us? All right, riders, if you can at least look this way, gather slightly at the podiums.
All right, and with that, we are ready to get this program started. We're actually going to start, if you turn your attention over to the far side of the track, we've got a rider ready to start a 3K pursuit. We are joined by a rider that's on their way to Tokyo to compete in the Paralympics. This is Aaron Keith, about ready to start his effort. He's on a final attempt here before heading off to Tokyo to get tuned up for his 3K effort. He is a world champion in the road time trial, which he'll also be competing in. Make sure to give him a nice warm round of applause as he comes by. He will also finish on the home straight, so we can give him a loud round of applause as he's finishing at the end of his pursuit. Our team getting set on the back straight, almost ready to get this thing going. And he's off and away. This is going to be 7.5 laps of a solo effort. He's against the clock. The idea is this is a time trial event, so no one else is out here but his own athletic effort. Usually in the pursuit, he's got one other rider on the track against him to give him something to aim for. Here comes Aaron Keith on his first effort to get up to speed. Our Paralympian getting set to go 10 days away from his trip to Tokyo. We got a lot of great local competitors here, and it's just another example of the kind of great athletes that we have here in the Pacific Northwest. Aaron Keith is actually a chiropractor up in Woodinville, so he is definitely a local and amongst us. He's got a coach here that we kind of also call part of our family. Here's Jenny's been working with him to get him ready to go over to Tokyo in this past season. He has the track record to stand behind him too, as he's also gotten 4th place in the 2020 World Championships on the track in this event. So he's plenty experienced in doing this, and again, a 2019 world champion in the road time trial. He's got a couple more laps to go around this thing, as I believe that was only his first 1.5 laps, now 2 laps down as he hits the back. Not only is Aaron Keith going to be part of our story tonight, but you also notice that we start tonight's program with a Madison. If you looked at our schedule, we are excited to also be in connection with and supporting one of the Olympians that's going to be racing the Madison today, later today. Adrian Hegavari, one of our good friends here from our region, will be competing in the Madison. He calls this place his home velodrome. In fact, I have a good word that Andy Baker taught him in his adult track class or collegiate track class, something like that, way back in the day. So Andy Baker created an Olympian, is what we can say from out of that moment. Adrian's very excited to be competing in these Olympics. He's been working really hard to get there in the past couple years. In fact, having been really close but rejected in a couple of previous attempts, he is very excited to be competing tonight. So we're going to be celebrating that with our own Madison tonight, as we see Aaron Keith still in his efforts, working on tuning up his 3K time. You can tune in to watch Adrian watch sometime after 11 o'clock. I think it's 11:30 is what Amara's saying, but sometime this evening before midnight would be the way to catch it live, as Adrian will be competing in Tokyo on the Madison. That is a team event, so he's got a partner, but we're going to be cheering hard for Adrian, our local rider. You can see some more factoids about him and check out some great pictures of him back when he raced here at our velodrome online. Aaron Keith wearing the stripes. He's got the national colors on, wearing with pride today as he's getting himself set to go. This is as good of a simulation as he can get coming out here to our velodrome in front of folks, having the timing system going here in the hands of our officials, giving him some feedback, and of course we're giving him a good opportunity to get excited and ready to go on his trip to Tokyo. Aaron's still in his efforts. The idea in the time trial is to find your tempo and hold on to it, and if you can, you try to find a way to accelerate towards the end of the race. You try to find that consistency and then make sure you can find a little bit more acceleration in the final lap or two. And that's what these riders are trying to tune in. They're trying to find where their effort is so that they can maintain and without losing their power and starting to fall off of their tempo and their pace. Aaron looking very smooth through his first half of this event. He's coming down to the end of it. And there's the bell. It'll be 1 to go. He'll finish here on the home straight after one more lap. Aaron Keith for his final lap. 1 to go. Madison teams, be ready to go. The Open Madison about ready to start. If you're not on the warm-up circle, go ahead and head there. We'll get you set up to go in a moment. One last chance for Aaron Keith here. He's going to be into his final half lap, chasing the clock. Our local, again, chiropractor out of Woodinville, world champion in the time trial, road time trials, 4th place in the 2020 World Championships on the track. Here he comes, finishing it up. One more round of applause, folks, for Aaron Keith as he comes across the line to get his time. Our thanks to Aaron and, of course, Coach Jenny for setting this up, and it's nice to see One of our local athletes being out here and getting featured on a Friday night. Madison teams. Looks like we're set to go. The time was 4:07.27 for Aaron. 4:07.27 was your time on the 3K. 4:07.27. Madison teams are coming up to the rail for our first event printed on our program tonight. We've got an open Madison scratch. So this is what you're going to be able to tune in tonight and catch Adrian competing in Tokyo a little bit later, sometime right after Friday Night Racing ends. So we thought we'd do it here ourselves, have a little bit more fun with the Madison. Riders coming up to the rail to get set to start. Once they get out onto the track, I will talk a little bit about this race in case you haven't seen Madison racing before. We don't do it every week. Racing riders off onto the track. And the relief riders get their signal too. So you'll notice that there is a pair of riders with the same jersey on. They are on a team. They're in duos out here today. And the way the Madison works is you race as a team. Your position is based on whatever is the rider currently in the race. You change with your partner by holding their hand and tossing them in. So they exchange the momentum of the speed of the rider that's in the race with the rider in the relief, and then they swap spots. When they do that, you get this opportunity for riders to go faster once again. It's a great way for riders to get up to speed, then take a break, and then get up to speed again. Makes for a fast and exciting race format. That whistle signals the start of the race. We're now on the very first lap. It's 20 to go for the Madison. So you can see where their buddies are across the track. We're going to see if some of these teams are going to do an exchange on this very first lap or not. Sometimes they'll wait until lap 2 to get this going, since these riders are just now getting into their first effort. Looks like most teams, we're going to have the Stars and Stripes take one on the back straight. That's going to be Kenny Williams grabbing the hand of Andy Baker, and he gets the toss in. What you're going to want to watch for later in the race when there's riders on the attack is whenever there's exchanges are happening is the most tactically important moment of the race, as this is when the rider getting tossed in is at their freshest and will oftentimes go on the attack. So when you're watching tonight, for our riders in Tokyo, you'll see the same thing. If there's going to be a gap or some separation happening, it's those exchanges that are so critical as riders exchange momentum, and that's often where the biggest moves will happen. The single mile velo team down the back straight is Haldeman's tossed in by his buddy Vern Cole, rides up to the rail. That's the team with the black, pink, and blue. Coming in the home straight, it's going to be the light blue team. Mike Robson at the front of the action right now with the white helmet. Yellow going to be making an exchange in front of the fans on turns 1 and 2, as is the Stars and Stripes. Andy Baker throws in Kenny Williams as Carlberg finds Nick Martinez, his buddy, and tosses him in the yellow team. This is a 20-lap scratch, so this means the first team to the line at the end of 20 laps is our winner. There's no points or any calculations to get in the way. It's a pretty straightforward race, except for, of course, all these exchanges. Onto the home straight we go. Now with Yellow on the pace and leading the action, Team Yellow. 2 riders from the Broadmark Realty Capital team wearing that yellow jersey tonight. Nick Martinez is on a heavy attack right now, and he's trying to put the pressure on the teams. This is causing some early separation in the race, which we have plenty of laps left in. Down the back straight, Yellow still in the effort, trying to keep things moving quick. Might be looking for some help. Andy Baker's about to get tossed in real fast here by Kenny Williams. A good exchange by the Stars and Stripes. He's going to have to get on his wheels quickly. Missed effort there, missed exchange for the yellow squad. It's going to be Carlberg having to make the move without the exchange. So a little bit of a missed opportunity as Stars and Stripes gets on the front and not able to break away, maybe as Yellow was hoping to do. We got the in-person view occasionally. If you're on the stream, you might be able to get to see Andy Baker at the front of the race. We're looking back at the rest of the field from his view. He's the rider on the lead right now. Number 4 from the outside, wearing the Stars and Stripes on the lead of the race. Every other team is in pursuit as Blue looking to get awfully close. Kenny Williams gets brought back into the race as it looks like Carl Hofer going to be tossing back in from Meinhardt, the riders in the black. Miss exchange from Yellow once again as the handoff is missed. Martinez is going to have to make the effort himself. Williams on the front. Kiddie Kilo riders, don't go anywhere. We got a couple races before we're going to bring you out here. In fact, there's going to be 5 of them. The ones after this are all really short. 5-lap scratches. They're going to be really fun to watch. They're going to be awfully fast, too. Rider seeing looks to be 13 laps to go. Black team on their effort. That's 2 riders for the Audi team. Carl Hofer and Ryan Meinhardt working together tonight, it looks like. On the attack, down the back straight goes the black team. Off the exchange, as I mentioned earlier, that's the key moment in most of these races. Black thinking they got the opening they need. They're going to make the move now, and this is a great opportunity for them. If they can apply the pressure and lose the stars and stripes from the blue team now, that's going to be awfully hard to dig back up out of. 12 to go. Not yet to the halfway point. Our black squad looking very confident now as they found a good opening. Andrew Karlberg feeling a little bit anxious. He knows he's got to get this team back quickly, so bib number 1, jersey number 6 for the yellow team is on his way up. Riders are sharing their efforts and working cooperatively as best as they can in their teams. Yellow has had some miscues, but still strong enough to hold on to the front. Karlberg leading the lap now at 11 to go. Everyone finding their way back up to his wheel, it looks like. We have 1 straggling team, the other 4 coming back together to make our field. Stars and stripes with a toss in. Yellow will connect on the back straight. In comes Nick Martinez off the fresh exchange from Karlberg. His effort to bring his team back together into this race brings all of the fields back into contact, or all the teams back into contact in this field. On the home straight, it's still black on the lead. Once again, we've seen them here a couple times in the previous laps, looking like they want to keep it quick. At 10 to go, we're halfway through the race. 4 teams still in the competition. Cat 4 men, your scratch race is on deck. They just saw the 10 to go mark, a good time to start getting yourselves set to go, and you can head to the warm-up circle when you're ready. You can catch the action online right now. I know for those of you here in person, that seems like that doesn't make a lot of sense, but maybe you're thinking this is pretty cool and you want to send the footage to friends and family or some coworkers to say, check out where I'm at tonight in Redmond. Go to velodrome.org/live, velodrome.org/live, and you can find the link to tonight's YouTube live stream, which is you can share all across the world with folks so they can watch too. Stars and stripes on the big move here, trying to get away from the field. Bib number 2 from the outside there, that's Kenny Williams, positioning himself in a place where he can try to get away from the rest of the race. Down the back straight, we see the exchange from Team Black, who is now going to feel forced to make the work up to where Stars and Stripes are now. Team Blue also getting the toss in right now. This may be important as these 2 teams critically need to reorganize themselves and get in the chase quickly. Kenny Williams looking very smooth, and he's about to toss in his buddy Andy Baker, who's ready to go. They've been on point tonight with their exchanges, and so they're able to keep things rolling pretty well, as now Andy Baker will go on his attack. Team Blue has got Andrew Martin in. Martin's the rider that just got exchanged in on the home straight, and he's now trying to bridge up. This might end up being the front of the race unless Team Black can get reorganized themselves and find another effort. 5 to go. It's Baker on the lead of the lap. Everyone behind the Stars and Stripes separated. This race has gotten totally broken up as there's no groups of riders on the track. Team Black is looking like they might catch Blue here shortly, so it looks like that'll be a group of 2. So our field just behind the lead rider now as these 2 teams have come together, Team Blue and Team Black. Mike Robson gets tossed in, and his fresh legs will pull him back away from Team Black. We'll see if this exchange on the back straight will keep them together. Another critical moment for Black as they're trying to hold on. Kenny Williams continuing to push away from this race tonight. working together with Andy Baker, they've been very consistent in their tempo. This has just looked like a solo endurance ride from the two riders back to back as they continue to work cooperatively and push away from the rest of the crowd. Seeing 3 to go. Down the back straight, two teams getting the toss in here at the same time. We're going to see a double exchange with Stars and Stripes in front of the blue team. Both riders are going to need to be pretty quick to get on their pedals. Blue looking a little bit faster in the acceleration. That's going to be what could be very important here. The move from Blues. Martin on the attack and trying to catch. Looks like he'll find the wheel. Blue team right there on the wheel of Andy Baker. As he gets caught, he actually will get out of the sprinter's lane. He says, I ain't working too hard to get away from you. You already got my wheel. He is trying to stay away from these teams. If he has to sprint against them, now he's going to become a little bit more conservative. So this will give an opportunity likely for Team Black to also find their way back up. There may be a chance. The timing pretty short here as we're coming into the bell lap. Bell's ringing for 1 to go. 1 to go in the open Madison. Team Black is in the pursuit and almost there. Stars and Stripes has been out the front for so long. Can they hold on to this? It's going to be a fresh set of exchanges on the back straight. Kenny Williams will be the one to take this one home for Stars and Stripes. Does he have enough? No exchange for Blue. Martin wants to stay in. Black's going to make one more attempt to get in. No. The sprint is still on. Couple of the relief riders thinking, yeah, you want to break? No, sirree. Kenny Williams with the Stars and Stripes team coming out onto the home straight will be our winner today with Andy Baker, his partner, in the warm-up circle. Blue will go 2 and Black will go 3rd across the line. Couple more teams still finishing up an excellent event here tonight in the open Madison. Cat for men queuing up, please, on the infield. All right, our Madison riders, both in the relief and those in the race, will be making their way off now as everybody's finished up on the lap. And the next field to come out on the track again will be the Cat 4 men for their scratch race. How about more of a round of applause for the Madison competitors for an excellent race to start things off. By the way, those riders are going to be racing one more race than anybody else tonight. They signed up for the extra effort, so they got to go try to cool down and warm back up for the same number of races as everybody else this evening. So very cool. We'll get to see a lot of those same riders again in their fields as they come back out for competition shortly. Cat 4 men to the rail for the scratch race. On deck is the women and junior field. Women and junior will be the next field up. And these races are very short, 5 lap scratches. So be ready to go when the next group's up. And the whistle is signaling the neutral lap. Cat 4 men out for 1 neutral. You're going to see this a lot tonight. If you're not familiar with track cycling or a lot of racing, we start with neutrals to make sure that the field is together before we give them the go-ahead. No unfair starts. You'll hear another whistle out of turn 4, the one on our left if you're on the home straight with me. That'll signal the start of the race. 5 laps. This is going to be awfully quick. It's a scratch race, so the first rider across the line at the end is our winner. Nothing else complicated to get in the way of this one. It's all about the top speed, as this will be a very fast race. That's just a little over a mile for this field, and I expect it to be quick almost immediately for all of our groups tonight. And off we go. It's 5 laps of scratch racing for the Cat 4 men. Good field here tonight, racing for this 5-lap event. And again, it's going to be quick right away as Tyler Arnoldi will take the lead of this lap. Sam Frigo was indeed the champion of the Group C at the Carnival this past week. That's the rider in second wheel in the blue. Another one to really watch out for tonight. Will Fowler has been showing some good form here after he came back from Nationals. Number 444 has been getting faster and faster this season. He takes the front. He's going to get on his effort now. He's got a buddy with him from the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team right behind him is Jacob Luna, number 416. They want to keep this going. They know the race is really short. So if they're going to make something happen, they just got to go and try to make this field quick from the gun and hold on for the finish. Fowler swinging up, as so will Luna. The two of them will take the blue line now and leave room for other riders to come underneath. Sandra Lynch coming to the front, I believe, seeing 3 to go as the race has been awfully quick. A little bit of moment to reset now as riders sitting on the wheel and gathering up a bit. You see the back of the middle of this field has bunched as riders are willing to push forward. They don't need to hide. The pace is moderate. Picking back up, though, on the back straight. Once again, we're going to see this go back into single file formation as everybody's trying to keep on the wheel of the rider in front of them. Kevin Ulrich pulls up and out of the way, the rider with that white helmet and the pink jersey. Giving room from Eric Gallagher, one of the Jerry Baker Juniors, once again finds the front. It's going to be 2 to go. Wilson Turk, number 459, is here today to compete. He pulls up and out of the way. Indigo Vining, another Jerry Baker Jr., momentarily at the front, swings up to the right. Nobody's staying in their effort too long at the front of the field as it's a short race and everybody needs to save their effort for what will be a race much like a sprint here. Kind of almost like the group has just served themselves as a cure and getting themselves up to speed, and now here we are all lined up, and it will be the bell lap. The scratch race already over. Who's going to take this one? Everybody looking around for who's going to make the next move. Watch 455 as he's maneuvered behind 414. Easily one of the strongest riders in this field. He's in third wheel in the blue. He's going to come on up out of the saddle, and he's going to take his attack down the back straight, and off he goes. Boom, around the corner. He'll just fly into the front and zoom away from the rest of this field. It's going to be our rider Sam Frigo all day and all night for the scratch today. .408 is Colin Stotts picking up the second place finish, and another junior is 416 Jacob Luna, the rider third across the line. A couple more finishers coming in for our Cat 4 field. Fantastic and fun first race to start the night. Women and juniors, to the rail, please. Keeping it quick here tonight to start the Friday program. Kiddie Kilo's with us a few races out, so stay in the area. I will let you know when it's the race before when we need you to be there so you can kind of get queued up and set to go. My job gets easier as these races are repeated. It's the same race format several times in a row. Now for the women and junior field. Fastest rider out of the group will be our winner after 5 laps. I'm going to go ahead and ask for the Kiddie Kilo riders, if you've moved away from the grandstands, it's time to head back over there. Make sure the numbers are on and visible. Bring your bike and head on over. Just so you know, the way we're going to queue up that race is that younger riders are going to be more towards the front, and the older riders more towards the back. So you're going to be closer to the track if you're young. Please note, though, that there's a gate that swings open at the track. So if you're right up against it, you're going to be in the way of it opening. So you need to leave some room. So if you could have a little bit of a gap there between the railing and where the first young kids are, that would be great. Again, Kiddie Kilo riders can start heading that way. We're going to get you queued up since these races are going to go awfully fast. Thank you. And the whistle signaling the first lap of racing for the juniors and the women racing together. It's going to be Heather Nielsen in the red to take the start of this very first lap. Consistent competitor this season who's been working her way up and been competitive in every race. She's trying to find a victory today in our short scratch by getting things moving quickly. Mar Edwards to take the front. Program director and coach around here. We call her Coach Edwards on the front. She'll pull up to the right. Becca Book came out a couple weeks ago for her first showing in 2021. The rider on the front of this field has been speedy and a very interesting rider to watch in this field for sure. Right behind her, the most successful competitor for the women so far in 2021, Annette Williams, also wearing some national colors. She's getting ready and excited to return to Masters competition in the Nationals and potential world competition. Many-time champion, and she'll lead the lap all the way down through the back straight. Off of her effort, the field will actually kind of go wide across the track, waiting for the next rider to take the lead of the lap. At 3 to go, that'll be one of the first juniors up to the front as Leah Holslander doesn't want to stay there too long. She'll slide to the right. Ruth Tomko, 5'10", takes the lead for a moment. And they'll make room now for, again, Edwards. So a lot of rotation at the front now. This is kind of the middle phase of this race where I think riders are going to wait until about a lap out or so where they're really going to really accelerate. Although, there are a couple riders in this field that may want to go early. If I had my eye on one rider to keep my eyes on, someone that's not here every single week, again, that's rider Becca Book in the orange, right in the middle of the field as she comes down underneath into the sprinter's lane, right behind Heather Nielsen. Another rider to keep your eye on is Danny Scoville. She's got the orange helmet on. She's one of our juniors and has been a very speedy rider here in 2021 as well, with lots of finishing ability. She's trying to find the wheel to be on as she sees 2 to go. So keep your eye on 120 as well and where she positions herself in this field. It'll be interesting to see how she finishes in this competition. On deck, Cat 3 men should be on the warm-up circle ready to go. We've just got 2 laps left, a lap and a half. And indeed, it will be Becca Book to make the first attack. Annette Williams is watching her closely, and there goes Scoville and Williams on their wheel. Becca Book now coming out of turn 3 will be the front of the race. Can anybody else even hold on to this big attack? These 3 riders are off and away. A big one down the home straight. It's 1 to go. Becca Book looking very powerful here, but Annette Williams knew what to look for. She got on the wheel quickly. Scoville has a great spot as well. She's got the draft of 2 riders to sit in on. She's got the small frame as a junior competitor, so she'll try to make use of it as she comes around the right side. Try to make a speedy move. Annette Williams pitches her way up. How'd she do that? Jeez. The veteran just so smooth, moving up to the right, takes the lead spot. Scoville's trying for all she's got, and a great sprint by her. It'll be Williams, Scoville, and Book to come across the line, 1, 2, 3. Alicia Stotts and Heather Nielsen make up the closest chasing group for a good race for them. Riders will exit on the back straight, and Cat 3 men are good to come up to the rail. One more call for those Kiddie Kilo riders. We just got 2 more races left. It's only 10 laps. Numbers on. Get your gear ready to go. Young riders to the front, older riders to the back. We're going to get that well organized for you and get the Kiddie Kilo going here. After this race, there's one more than the Kiddie Kilo. Velodrome.org/live for the schedule. And, of course, the link to the live stream. Off we go again for the neutral. Our Cat 3 field looking a little bit bigger tonight, growing a couple riders coming out to join us, making the field one of our larger fields we've seen for the Cat 3 competitors. If you're new to watching competitive track cycling or any cycling in general, the category thing refers to the license for these riders. They earn upgrade points, which they can apply to upgrade up through categories, and as they do so, they join the next field up. Generally, the distances are longer and the group rides a little faster, a little bit more experienced in there. So that's the whole category thing. These riders, our Cat 3s, would be the next group up from the Cat 4 men in their journey up through the upgrades. About ready to get started out of turn 4. Our field going to get the whistle here as they look pretty good and together. And there it is. Riders off for their race. 5 quick laps. One of the pace setters for this field earned a lot of respect now from these riders is number 333, Joe Spranger. Young but very strong, able to ride the distance. He's been at the front of this field in a lot of different events. We've seen him lead out the missing out. So keep your eye on Joe. He's won the race from the front too. Even in this sort of an event where you expect a rider from the middle of the pack to have some success sprinting, Joe's pretty strong from the front, so we'll keep our eyes on him. He swings up to the front to give room to a couple Dyna Racing competitors. The team in pink, that's Mike Ritter coming up to the front, having earned his upgrade points to join in on the field. 4 to go. Pretty conservative pace. You can see how wide they are across the track. Nobody's sprinting yet. It's pretty compact there in the middle of the field as everybody's kind of nudging their way towards the middle and the front. One of our competitors back in the Madison there, we saw the blue team. Three to go. It's Gene Wainwright leading the lap, Who's going to make the first moves here? It looks like it might be Mike Ritter, who's going to try to dance on the pedals a bit in front of the field and see if anyone wants to bite. It looks to be Robson, the nearest rider, that will try to also go up and join in on the effort. Well ahead of the bell. They're going to be getting 2 to go as they round the corner. It's still Ritter on the move. If nobody acts too soon, he's going to force something. He'll sit up above the blue line. He's signaling to everybody in the crew that he's putting on the brakes. At 2 to go, an opening for Brett Seahorn to slide down into the sprinter's lane. Another rider to keep your eye on, Ben Flom moving to the front, the rider in black and orange. He's going to have to go now if he's going to want to get in front of this field. He's another powerful rider, not known essentially for his sprinting, but totally powerful from the front of this group. And here comes a big attack ahead of the bell. This is a great move for the sprinter, Carl Pratis, 3:04. Talk about a rider who's just gotten faster and faster following his efforts at nationals, competing in the 17, 18-year-old junior competition in the sprints, placed 3rd place, and has since then continued to get faster and faster, making his move down the back straight, out and around out of turn 4. The kids got this one locked down. Carl Pratis, nice acceleration. Back behind him, the sprint out of the field, it looks like it will be the rider in red, Meinhardt for Audi. 3:20 is Austin Hildreth, the rider that comes across the line 3rd. That thing got up to speed awfully quickly. Riders will exit on the back straight, please. I know there's a lot of riders to get off the track. We'll make sure we're good and safe here. All right, next field up is Cat 1-2 men. On deck, the Kiddie Kilo. And off we go. It's another 5-lap scratch races for the Cat 1-2 men. Talking about those categories a bit ago, so they've earned their upgrade points to be in this field. Typically our fastest field on the night. And again, good showing this evening. Lots of riders out here to ride, and it will be a fast one. Only 5 laps, I expect, right from the get-go. This thing is going to be quick. Several of the riders that we had in that Madison are going to be in this field, as the Madison competitors oftentimes are a part of the 1-2 field, and he also gave them the most amount of time to rest before coming back out to race, so that will make sense. The riders getting all together. Looks like they'll be ready to start out of turn 4 as our official waits to give them the whistle. And there's the sound of racing underway. 5 to go. The man of the very first lap, it's Andy Baker, taking the lead of the field. Just tuning in on the stream, you're getting a great view from Andy's cam as he's going to be able to look back at the field, and that's a position he likes to be in often, right at the front, lead things out as he sweeps up to the top. You can get a good look at that lineup behind him. He'll go and move himself towards the back to rest in somewhere in the middle or the back of this field. Seeing 4 to go. Again, the race is going to be awfully fast. John Butler takes the lead for a moment. Number 24 gets off the lead quickly. And on the home straight, we're seeing 3 to go. It's Vern Cole cruising for Liquid Velo, the team in black and green. Watch out for the Laser, too, one of our fast riders in this field, a junior competitor in the orange helmet. Stephen Wilson's moving his way up to the front as another one to keep your eye on. He's the rider in second spot right now. Mike Darlene, the rider for Center Cycles, moving up near the front. He's on Stephen Wilson's wheel. He'll take the lead now as it opens up, at least for a moment. And abandoning it quickly, this is now going to become a mass group sprint effort starting here at the 2 to go mark. Butler from the middle, number 24, re-accelerating things. One of our competitors coming up the I-5 corridor, I believe all the way from the Portland area. John Butler making the way up once in a while to compete here at the Velodrome. A welcome sight here as he's going to keep this field moving quick. Wilson's still on his wheel. Look out also for Martinez in a good spot. Another rider you got to keep your eye on. We see the one to go. He's the fourth wheel spot. It's Richter the Rocket. There goes the laser moving in position. Here goes number 1. The real speed demon here at the track, known for his top speed, will just blow this Cat 1-2 field up. And it's not even close as he gets up to speed. The perfect race for Andrew Karlberg, and he was ready to hit this one hard. This is our fastest field here tonight, folks, and he just left them in the dust. Andrew Karlberg will click this one, no problemo. Down behind him, it is going to be the Rocket for second. Chris Wilson, one of his teammates, number 39, finding the line third. And those riders will exit on the back straight after their very quick and exciting 5-lap scratch. Hey, folks, this is it. The thing that you all showed up for, the reason we got such a big crowd right now. It's the kids. Coming on the track now, we've got the future of the sport, youngest riders that'll be competing today. And yes, it's just for fun, but we're still going to make a whole lot of noise. Here at the Velodrome, we are very proud of our community, but I always like to joke with people on Kiddie Kilo nights that we don't really remember how to cheer until the kids get on the track. And then we remember what it's like to make noise. So I expect plenty of cheering to go on here. Looks like the smallest group of riders is going to be taking just the front straight. So they're getting set up to go down on the apron for just on the front. This next group is ready to go now. They're going to be going around the track for one full lap. So the slightly older kids are going to take one lap around. All right, bringing them all out here. This is fantastic. Get yourself in the right place to get the pictures and the video going. Our first group here, again, they're going to get the go-ahead, and they're going to go all the way around the track. And when they get back, they're going to exit on the grass. The group behind them is just going to go real fast down the home straight. It'll be a heck of a sprint for those push bikes. Look at this crew. My goodness. We have a whole new team. Well, the parents just need to get together and buy the same colored jersey, and you could start a new team. Look at the size of this thing. Take over STP right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the kids are on their way. All the way around the track, one lap. Here they go. They got the bell for one to go, and they're going down to your left, buddy. Down to the left. The hill is scary. Don't go there. 176 says, I don't know fear. And the push bikes are doing their effort down the home straight. All right. Nice job. Onto the grass, good job. Nice work. They're all, kids all over the track, man. They've taken over. Watching a couple of our riders finishing up here already on the home straight. Here comes the first of our kids going for the full lap, coming onto our home straight. Come on, Beverage Garden, where are you at? There we go. Yeah. Here comes a big sprint effort for the big finish. Whoa. Yeah, nice work. Into the grass. They're coming in fast, kids. Look out. Nice. Out of the saddle sprint. Well done. Couple more here on the home straight coming around the corner. Nice job. All right, another big crew coming here. Look at them all lined up. Nicely done. All the way around the track. It's a big lap, isn't it? Yep, very nice. 400 meters for the kids today in this group. One full lap. Remember, the smaller the wheel and the faster they're spinning, the harder they're working. So here comes the real hard workers here. Nice. Keep going. You're almost there. Good job. Keep going. Keep going. We have a couple of wandering push bikes crossing the track, just heads up. They've decided to make a cut kitty corner across, and they're going to do it again. I think that's the competitive spirit. That is excellent. I mean, yes, it's excellent. I've decided that's excellent. We're going to start bringing the next group here shortly. We just got a few more finishing up from this first crew of kids. Yeah, there's the sprint. Woo! Get up to speed. Nice. Nice. 184, crushing it. Smaller the gear, the faster the spin. Excellent work. All right. This is a good time as we got some enthusiastic kids out here. This is technically public land and it is an open facility when we don't have it scheduled, so you can bring your family back out here. Just make sure to go to velodrome.org/calendar to make sure there's no other scheduled events. And if the track is open, come out and enjoy it. You can get them out here again for fun. We also, of course, have those junior try the tracks for some of the older kids to sign up for. But the youngsters can come out here with their families and have a great time as long as there's nothing else scheduled here at the track. This is open to the public. Oh, man. Our extra lappers are coming in. All right, kids, onto the grass. They're coming in. Look out, kids. Onto the grass. There you go. We got a big crew coming. Nice job. Off we go. It's one to go. One to go. Woohoo! I have zero bias in this, but the kid off the front's looking awfully quick. She's going to have one chasing her, though. Uh-oh. It's going to be good down the back straight. That looks like a big bike. Come on, kid, go. Nice. Oh, man. It's okay. Bigger wheels, and then we'll be all good to go. Good effort down the back straight from our next crew up. Looks like we've got another group of even bigger kids ready to go next. So we'll make some noise for the big kids as they're going to come out here next. Here come our first finishers onto the home straight. Nice. Communicating well, keeping your eyes up. Appreciate it, being safe. Good, fast riding. Woohoo! Here comes our next group. Oh, we got some enthusiastic riders popping up into that corner and like, hey, I paid for my time on the track. I'm going to use it. I'm going to get my money's worth, darn it. Wait a sec. Nice work. Down into the grass, kids. To your left. Very good. Nice. Oh, yep. Little contact there. We're all good. Spider-Man's still up. Down to the grass, kids. Nice work. A couple more here coming across the finish line as we're wrapping up with this group. We're going to bring out some of the big bikes. Whoa. So many kids. Try to get all the way down onto the cement, kids. Down where the dark colored cement is. Do not go over the blue line. I know it's tempting. Here they go, staying under the blue line, kids. Stay to the left of the blue line. Oh, look out, guys, look out. We're not ready to exit yet. There we go. We're going to get this group around, and then we'll get all the kids out together. Quick mechanical. All right. Look at the big kids out here. They're going to go for one fast lap as well, and we'll get them all around the track and give them one more round of applause as they get everybody out of here. Nice move down the back straight. Those kids are speeding up real good. The big bikes coming out here to compete today. All right. The pit crew. Woohoo, nice. Now he's got all that built up excitement too. Got to get that out there. All right, here they come, our first finishers from this last group. Nice, looking very smooth. Look out, guys. Slow down, slow down. Race is over. There you go. The race ends before the grass. That's okay. We're going to go down trackside and check in with Leonardo. Oh, with the wave. Are you kidding me? Very nice. Well instructed. He knows this is just as much about the race as it is about the pageantry. The royalty. Nicely done, kids. We have a couple more finishing. Thanks to our pit crew for getting one more rider back out there. All right, last two finishers coming here. Nice job, kids. Nice job. all the bike bells ringing over here. Marymore crawl competitors, at this moment you can head over into turn 4 and be ready to go. So if you're going to do the Marymore crawl, go ahead and head over into turn 4. Kids, come on out. Let's get you off and out of here safely all together, crossing the track. Folks, why don't we give them a round of applause for the kids and the future athletes here at the track. To many more years of great cycling and activity for you all. Thank you to Mom and Dad for making the journey out here, supporting the sport and your kids with some fun tonight. We do this every first and third Friday of the month, folks, so if you enjoyed that and you know somebody that might like it too, we make it an important part of the Velodrome because you know what? This place is about family and it's about education, so we really pride ourselves in making it that sort of environment. Once again, every first and third Fridays, you can count on the Kiddie Kilo going on. It'll be our last one, actually, in the middle of August of this year since, boy, we're getting to the back half of our season and kind of wrapping things up. So mark your calendars for August, let's see if I'm going to get this right, August 20th as our next Kiddie Kilo opportunity. Marymore crawl competitors, once again, we're calling you all to turn 4. As soon as the last of these kids is off, we will get the race started. Oh, I see you out there, Nolan. I did make a mistake on my announcement there earlier in one of our riders. The Marymore crawl is underway. And the riders in this field, if you've not seen the crawl before, this is our local novelty race created right here in the track. That's why it's called the Marymore crawl. We created it. We got it. Riders cannot cross the finish line until the bell rings, and when it does, they've got a one-lap race on their hands. They don't know how long they got to stay up right here and wait, though, and if they put their foot down, if they rest on somebody near them, if they exit the race surface, if they lean on the rail, if they make fun of me, they're out. Actually, that last one doesn't count. Well, maybe I should get you out for that. No, that's okay. That's right. Okay. Riders here will do what we call the track stand. They're going to show you the fixed gear system of the track bikes. Get a good look at the fact that they are indeed direct drive. You pedal backwards, they go backwards. Pedal forwards, they go forward. Nice. Out for the cash. Arnoldi holding up the money says, yeah, Kelly's like, yeah, that's easy. I'm in. I mean, out. I'm out. Robson, did you hear earlier I demoted you to a Cat 3? On accident. Oh, well. Brew making their exit. Oh, getting close to the line. Oh, exit for Team Booger. There goes Carlberg. Pratis making their exit. A couple of our big sprinters heading off. Brett Seahorn right up on the line, hoping the bell will ring any second, but no sound yet. He still has to hold on. Plenty of riders still in this field. We got a couple juniors in here. This is Kaiser in the black helmet being all stealth. Oh, the foot's down for Brett. He had it for so long, and the bell's moving, but the bell ain't ringing. Oh, man. In the res Meinhardt, we got three juniors in here. Andy Martin in the light blue coming up along the rail will be the closest rider in the front, as we're seeing now on the action cam. If you're on the live stream, off he goes. He'll be at the front in the right time. The laser, number 44, is right on his wheel. The one-lap race is underway. Ryan Meinhardt, the next rider, in a good spot. Cash for the top two, and it looks like we got a field of three. Andy Baker's got a ways to go to get back up there. He's going to try as Martin is up and out of the saddle. He's in a big acceleration. Here comes Meinhardt to make the sprint interesting. Kaiser's still holding on. Is he going to go? Yeah, a little bit of more push from him. They're going to junior get up to the front. It's going to be Martin and Kaiser. Kaiser and Martin. Kaiser to the line. Martin still holding on. Oh, Martin, I think will take it by an inch. Kaiser on the outside for second. What a sprint for those two. Meinhardt for third gets nothing but a little bit of, good job, buddy. Cash to the first two across the line. I think it was still Andrew Martin, our winner of the crawl. Woo, that was a good sprint for those two. Martin's hurting so much from the effort, he's cruising around for one more. One more round of applause for the crawl, folks. And, of course, Andrew Martin for taking the win in that one today. Nicely done. Cat 4s are called to the rail. It's your turn. Cat 4 competitors to the rail. Cat 4 men, excuse me, to the rail. All right, our field about getting set now for the next competition. We got a missing out for the Cat 4 men, about ready to begin. On deck, women and juniors for the Avalanche. Riders getting the neutral for this missing out. This is a race that we're going to be watching instead of the front so much. We're going to watch the back a lot. This is elimination style racing where the last rider is pulled every lap. In the missing out, there's going to be a point at which we stop pulling riders, and then after one interim lap, they'll be sprinting for the finish. So we get kind of like a selective field of riders that's left over at the end, and then they all go for the positions that are left over. In this case, we're going to eliminate down to 3 riders. So we'll keep eliminating until there's 3 left. They'll get a no pole lap and a bell, and then they'll be racing for first, second, and third at the end of the competition. Our field will get the bell or the whistle out of turn 4 if they're all together, and then we'll start eliminating on the lap after that. Bells reminding our riders that next lap we begin the pull. So last rider across the line is what we're going to be watching. Hope you're enjoying yourselves out there. If you're in person or, of course, on the live stream, we thank you for tuning in and enjoying some racing. If you are watching online, don't forget to leave that thumbs up, and a subscription on the YouTube channel would certainly support us as we continue to grow and let folks know all across the nation how great the racing is here in Redmond, Washington. Been getting faster and faster in 2021 here at the track, and this is going to be our very first elimination now coming up. Where will we be looking? I'm looking at the bottom of the track. It might be one of our juniors in a tough spot. 4:08 is Stotts. Colin Stotts in the second to the inside position. 4:08. I'm going to be doing a lot of announcing during this race to make sure the riders know who is getting eliminated every lap. So that's where most of my attention is. We're going to be watching again the back of these fields as they begin to sweep around the outside and reposition. You'll see Wilson Turk, the rider in the dark blue, is riding up along the rail to get more towards the front. No way he wants to be anywhere near elimination. 4-1-1. He already knows it. James Campbell Harris. Wilson Turk actually finds himself leading the lap now. Arnoldi, rider in purple, the next rider at the front, Sam Frigo, another rider that's very strong in this field and some favorites I'd pick to potentially win this race, trying to lead the lap. 461 is Indigo Vining on the inside. Indigo. So you'll notice that these riders that set the pace are going to be there for a long time. They're very consistent riders, and it's just what I like about the missing out is it helps highlight for us as the viewers riders' strengths, what they're good at. And some of the riders would really prefer the consistent spin. That's the way that they're trained their legs to work, consistent power output. And then there's these other riders that's just not going to work for them. They're going to sit in the back and sprint and rest, because that's the way that they've been training, is for those little bursts of speed. Scott Fowler giving a nice little wave. His team booger found again. I mean, you got to be able to say that at least once a night. Working our way down to 3, so we still got a few more to eliminate out of this field. I see 8 riders in the group. Getting a view on the live stream of Tyler Arnoldi, the rider near the front. He's the rider in purple. As the field starts to swing around on the outside of him here, coming onto the home straight, we will see, oh man, 416 is Luna, Jacob Luna. It's been in the middle in this field today, which is not as common. Usually the place where riders get stuck and get eliminated is down in the sprinter's lane, but Wilson Turk lucky that time. Jacob Luna not able to find enough room in the middle to squeeze in and hold on for another lap. Still looking to eliminate a few more riders, and you can see now the move coming from the riders in the back. Kevin Ulrich, the rider in pink, the one I need to watch now, as he's the one who's going to have to commit to the sprint. If he can get there, he might eliminate another rider on the inside. He will accelerate. Ulrich's on his way. 4:55, 4:55. Sam Frigo found that time. He will exit the track. And again, it was Kevin Ulrich, the one who caused that problem. He accelerated around the outside, and the rider left in the middle in the bottom part of the track, just nowhere else to maneuver. The group getting smaller. Oh, who's going to get found this time? 4-5-9 is Wilson Turk on the inside. Awfully close again between him and a couple other riders, as it looked like it could have been any of 3 riders. It's going to be Turk, though, found this time. 2 more to eliminate in the missing out before we have the no pole, and we'll have our group of 3 to sprint for the finish. Another good look there for Arnoldi as we see the field sitting on his wheel. He's just outside of the sprinter's lane, wanting to add a few extra yards to this race. Why not? With the field still okay being right where he's at, they're going to start to swing around and find their place now for the sprint. Arnoldi comfortably leading it out, and the sprint to the back will be 4:49 as Ulrich is finally found. He had a couple great sprints in there to remove some other riders from this field. Almost into our top 3. Merrick Gallagher, the rider in the white bike with the Jerry Baker Jr. kit at the back of the field, has got the longest way to go, but he still looks fresh enough he might be able to hold on another lap. It's going to be his teammate Will Fowler right in front of him that's got the outside position, and both of them are going to be sprinting forward now. Look out for the move that may get Andrew Lynch out of this race. He's going to try to find the space down the sprinter's lane. The rider in the dark blue and the light blue makes his way down. It's a sprint on the outside now. 4:54 as Gallagher's finally found. He makes it to 4th place in the missing out, but he'll make his exit this lap. No pole for these 3 riders this time. Arnoldi still in the race. He's got on his wheel Lynch and Fowler lined up. They will not eliminate a rider this lap, so now it is a sprint between these 3 for the top positions. And I would say none of these 3 are really the sprinting type. They are a little bit more on the endurance side of their efforts. So they're just going to keep the speed going. Who's going to be the most powerful rider? Tyler looking very comfortable right now. Can any other 2 get around him? 460 is Lynch on the wheel. Both starting to accelerate things. Will Fowler looks like he still has plenty more power to give too. Let's see if one of these riders can find their way around the right-hand side of Arnoldi, who's just been so powerful from the front of this field during this event so far. Here comes Lynch now making his acceleration. That should give room for the junior to make a move. He's trying to get up alongside it. Looks like it's going to be 2 riders coming out on the turn side by side. Arnoldi and Lynch right into the line. Arnoldi still looking very strong. Oh, he's got enough, I think. It'll be Tyler for the win. Andrew Lynch across the line second. And Fowler makes it up for the top 3 in the Jerry Baker Juniors team. Women and juniors to the rail. Great race there. Our missing out, always fun to watch. Great racing here at the Velodrome. We got plenty more on the schedule for you. This next one's going to be an avalanche for the women and junior field. They are followed by the Cat 3 men. Cat 3 men on deck for the avalanche. No line in the beverage garden right now. Postdoc Brewery and Locust Ciders pouring just $5 for a pint, and you get to hold the beautiful Stanley Cup. I know you got to give it back to us the end of the night, and it's not the Stanley Cup. Please don't make that joke again. But you're going to enjoy your time in there anyways. Come on over and join us. $5 for the pint pour. It's a great time over here. And those pints support the Marymore Velodrome Association. The Avalanche. So we got a new type of race now. In the middle of our program today, a little bit of fun, some different types of racing for our fields. The Avalanche is a points-based race. The rider at the front of the field is going to get the number of points shown on the lap card as they come across the line. That number goes up 1 time every lap they go around the track. So on the first lap, the first rider gets 1 point. On the 10th lap, the first rider gets 10 points. This sounds a lot like the snowball if you've ever watched that before, but the reason we call it the Avalanche is that it goes for who knows how many laps. It's kind of out of control. Nobody knows when it's going to end. So though the points continue to go up 1 every lap, at some point the bell will ring telling us it's the final lap and then it's over. So our competitors in the field, all of us out here, none of us have any idea how long the race will go for. Every time around, that points at the front of the field goes up by 1. And there's the whistle, and we're underway. Next time, the first rider gets 1 point. So if you can think ahead a couple steps on how that'll work, You'll often see in a race like this, a rider may get, 1 or 2 points in the first couple of laps, and it's like, yep, you're the leader with 3 or 4 points, and then all of a sudden, it's 10 laps later, and one person gets one sprint, and that's it. They've suddenly won the race now, because these sprints, as you go further on, get so much bigger and worth so many more points. The early points can still add up, but you need to be smart about when you go and which points you really want to focus on. The longer the race goes, the more valuable these sprints become. Danny Scoville not waiting for anything. She'll go out and get the first points, as it looks like. She'll be our early leader with 1. Becca Book, the rider in orange, 104, come alongside of her. Both riders sitting above the blue line, allowing the field to come back into contact. We'll see who wants to come up next for points. Our early leader, the junior. Book looking like she's fresh for this one. We'll try to get off the front now. And not really being too challenged yet. Looking like she's on good pace for 2. And will be our new leader. Already faking the bell. That'd be a short avalanche, but that'd be fun. 2 points for Becca Book, our new race leader. 1 to Scoville, the rider sitting in second place. She's the rider with the black and blue and the orange helmet. The rider off the front, our current race leader, if the race were ending right now. She looks like she's trying to get 3 now, but I think Annette Williams says no thank you. The rider in the national colors accelerating quickly. She'll bring herself up into contact and swing up and around the right side, and now she'll carry herself forward. Looks like she'll find the 3, and our new race leader, the rider in the national colors, number 102. In second place now, Book with 2, and Scoville in third with 1. Next sprint for 4. You can see how this works. We might have a new leader every single lap for a while, as the riders will take their break after they make their effort for their sprint. Alicia Stotts, the rider in the dark green, now makes her way to the front, hoping to find the lead of the race. Edwards finds the wheel as well. Annette Williams not tired yet. She'll make another effort and see if she can hold on to her lead. Book also coming back into this. This is a pretty contentious sprint for the Avalanche so far. Stotts still on the lead of the lap. Here comes Williams. Likely going to not be beaten here. Oh, Book was running at it. 102 gets the call. So it is going to be Williams for 4. That'll bring her total up to 7. Book sitting in second with 2, and Scoville in third with 1. Separating this field out a little bit here. One of the riders with points is Scoville in that orange helmet. She's off the pace a little bit, so she'll have to work her way back up to the now field of 5. Our race leader, Annette Williams, is the rider in second position right now in that field. Sprints engaged behind Becca Book, the rider in the sprinter's lane. Annette Williams, though, accelerating enough for another set of points. That'll make it 5 more for her, bring it up to 12. Don't forget, out there in the land of YouTube, you can also share this video, post it up on Facebook, or share the link on any of your other social medias. You can tag us, of course, as well. We're at JB Veldrome on Twitter and Instagram. Let us know that you're watching the stream. We oftentimes will repost and reshare those as we see folks at home enjoying the stream and watching racing from afar. 6 points to the leader of this lap will be number 111. Heather Nielsen moves right into second place with 1 sprint there. And that'll be for 6 points for her. Race leader Annette Williams still with 12. Down the back straight, it is the group of 5. That is our field and the lead of the race. Everyone else is behind them. So we got 4 riders that are going to be in the chase at this point now. And it's going to be Annette Williams now once again coming out to the front. Still no bell in this Avalanche. We're looking for that bell to signal the final lap. Seeing 7 points on this lap, and that'll go to Williams. Bringing her total up to 19, I believe. And she is given the official call as well. So Williams on her way to comfortably winning this race, although the longer this goes, the more opportunities some of these other riders will have to change up the finishing order. Rider seeing 8 on the lap cards this time. Edwards leading out the sprint, and there's the bell. It's 1 to go. 1 to go. Becca Book, Amara Edwards, Book for 8. That'll put her right back into second place as she now has 10 points. The next sprint will be worth 9. And indeed, our final sprint. That should put Cat 3 Men on alert, as they'll be coming up now shortly. Bell's ringing for the final lap. On the back straight, it's Becca Book on the lead of the lap. The rider in orange, Annette Williams, in the perfect striking position to collect 9 more points and try to bring this total up to 28. And she looks like she's still in good form to do just that. Becca Book trying to hold on, but it will be Annette Williams for 9 more. We'll give Becca Book the second place finish in today's field. I believe Heather Nielsen will be our rider in third. That's the rider in red, 1-1-1. And a good sprint from the remaining riders here coming to the line. It breaks the ties, you might as well. Good top speed from all of our competitors today. They'll make their way off on the back straight, and Cat 3 men can come to the rail. See Galen enjoying the racing from afar. Thank you for tuning in. I know it's fun to have so many people. It looks like we had a good viewership this evening out there in the digital space. Thank you for joining us. Good crowd here in person as well, as we had a good showing for the Kiddie Kilo and lots of folks sticking around for good racing today. Next week, things keep getting crazier at the track. We just keep putting on good shows for you and good racing. It's Fred's race already next week. We've got the regional championships going on the track. Friday and Saturday, there will be evening programs. So get this next race started, and on the neutral, I'll talk a little bit more about Fred's race. And off for another avalanche, the unknown distance snowball. All right, so once again, Fred's race, the regional championships for British Columbia, Washington, Idaho, and Oregon going on here at the track next weekend. Riders, registration is open. Don't forget to get signed up for it. The earlier you sign up, the better. It's a big event for us to host, and we need the information early. Really helps us get set and ready to go. For spectators, it will be a 7 o'clock program, just like normal. Friday night racing, except it'll be part of the Fred's race program, and there'll also be Saturday racing the next evening. So you're welcome to come join us for those. Beverage Garden both nights. It'll be a great evening of racing twice in a row. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell if you're on YouTube so you'll get notified when we go live for the racing action, as we'll be covering all of the racing action, not just the evening racing, when we go live for Fred's race. Down the back straight, off we go. Good speed early on for this Avalanches. It's no surprise. You need the points in a big field like this. What I said about the last field maybe doesn't apply as well. Anytime you can get points, go get it. You never know how that's going to help you in the end, especially when you have so many competitors out here. 3:36 gets called for the points. So our early race leader, Ryan Meinhardt of the Audi team, trying to get a nice early start. And here comes Ben Flom, who has been very strong this season. He's had a couple of tough weeks here, but he's getting back into good form, and here he is at the front trying to find 2 points now, a rider for the Fell Swoop team. And making it tough. 3:34 gets called for it. That is going to be Kit Colbert for the lead now with 2 points. Nice acceleration from the rider for the Broadmark Realty Capital team in the white and blue. Aerotech Racing. Pierce Noblin making his effort off the front now. Looking very strong, and will put himself into the lead now with 3 points. May want to try to ride this. He's looking to see what the response is behind him. Ben Flom is staring him down. I think that's going to dissuade him from trying to go too much longer, so he'll set up to the right. Now Flom takes the lead again. Joe Spranger and Itai Malikoff line themselves up behind him. There's Kit Colbert again near the front as well. So you can see the riders that are not wanting to sit back. You saw Kit Colbert at the front just a bit ago. Same with Ben Flom. They are not rotating to the back of this field. They're trying to stay near the front. They know that's where the points are, so they're going to continue to rotate out just a few positions back. Itai Malikoff finds his wheel that he needs to get around, and he will move up to the front. 3:24 gets the new lead. He gets 4 points on the lap. So one of our juniors now takes the lead of the race. The rider in black with that blue helmet down the back straight at the front of the field. Stretched out behind him in single file. This has been a quick race. Everybody's trying to get on wheels and stay there. A lot of rotations happening, but in general, this has been very quick for the Cat 3 men, as this race often needs to be. Meinhardt coming up to the front again. He found the first point. Can he find more? 5 to the line. No. 320 is given the call. The rider in blue on the outside gets 5 in our new race leader. We've had a different winner every lap. If that keeps up, we'll have a new rider in the lead every single lap. Now Austin Hildreth, the new leader, he gets excited by being in the lead and wants to hold on to it for a while. He may be our first rider to double dip. He's on his way to pick up 6, and I don't think anyone's going to stop him now. Nice move. Hildreth, then he gets the bell at 6 to go, 6 points, 1 to go. No stopping now. What a good time move for him. He must have known something was up because he got the attack on that lap and set himself well ahead of the field. This could be the win. Uh-oh. Can Carl Pratis get there in time? Whoa, man. The sprinter's on his way, but Hildreth is in a good position. That's a long ways to go for Carl Pratis. He's accelerating. Does he have the time to get there? He's trying. He might have been a bit late on this effort. Austin Hildreth will take the last points and will be our winner. Carl Pratis will break the tie between the riders with 0 and would end up at the top of that competition. So anybody without points, he beats them. So still worth the effort. Riders will exit on the back straight. Thank you very much for a fantastic race. A couple more finishers before we bring out the next field. Cat, 1-2 men for the missing out. Come on out. All right, this could be the fastest neutral you'll see tonight. Riders are going to be fighting to get in position. Here in the missing out, Steven Wilson's loves to be at the front of this event and hold the pace. And that's exactly where he finds himself now as they come into the neutral. There is no whistle. We are not together quite yet. We must take it around again. Bell reminding our riders, the eliminations begin next lap. Off we go for the missing out once again. Down to 3. All right, so we'll watch the back again. So I talked about different types of styles. Remember, Karlberg's top speed. He's a sprinter at heart. He'll make the move from the back over and over again like this and then slow back down. 34 is Haldeman. Haldy's caught on the lap, number 34. So once again, you can see these riders that like the sprint efforts are going to continue to move to the back and then move up the side, move to the back, move up the side as they continue to yo-yo their effort forward and back from sprint to recover to sprint to recover versus riders like Steven Wilson, who's still sitting at the front, and he will do that for probably the majority of this race unless someone wants to take it from him. Look to the middle of the field here. 32. 3-2 is Hofer. It was either going to be Butler or Hofer on that lap. It was awfully close on their back wheel. It's going to go in the direction of the red rider. Both were, it's Butler there that's lucky that he didn't get caught out as he was in the middle of that field and nowhere to go. Once again, Karlberg finds himself at the back. He's going to be playing the role of the devil, trying to accelerate at the last moment and take people out underneath him. Wilson's making this race pretty fast for this field, though. 2-3, 23, Martin. 23. Working our way down to 3. There's lots of laps to eliminate. We still haven't even started to get close to eliminating any of these riders in the middle front of the field, and they're going to be safe for plenty of time. They're all very good endurance riders, plenty of motor that they can just keep going and going and going. They will not be threatened yet. 54, barely caught as Karlberg had to get up and out of the saddle. It's Greg caught at the last second. Karlberg, awfully close. What a move by him, though. As he got out of the saddle, he had to jump on those pedals hard, and he managed to stay in another lap. He has to do it again as the field accelerates down the backstretch. He finds himself in the back again. He's going to go down to the left. We'll see if he's out. As you can see, the sprint now coming on the right side of the field. Mike Darlene accelerating to try to get one more rider out. It might be number 1. There he goes. There goes Karlberg. Good effort by him. It's getting fast, man. Good sprinting all around from the back of this crew. Mike Darlene, who I just called as the rider that kind of came around the outside on the last lap, is still at the very back of this field. He's got Henry Kaiser's wheel. The two of them will now have to accelerate and swing out to hold on to the race one more time. Watch for the rider in dark green. Where's he going to go in the white helmet? He's in a tough spot. Can he find room to hold on? He's going to go left and fast. Can he stay? 39, indeed he could not. He had the hardest spot there as the field went around him, and he wasn't able to find a position to hold on. So somewhere between turns 3 and 4, you can start to see what riders are in trouble. And again, it's usually riders in the middle down to the lower part of the track at the back of the peloton or back of the field that are the ones in the most trouble. The Laser making a nice move here to come up around the right side. Mike Darlene in the dark blue with the light blue for Center Cycles, not making the acceleration he needs. Can he get there in time? Now starting to pick up the pace. 9-9 is Kenny Williams on the inside. Williams. He's got 2 numbers on. It might be number 2. I don't know. It's one of those two. Again, awfully close. Darlene with a really good and clutch acceleration in the last moments there. I didn't think he was going to find it, but just enough to eliminate the rider on the inside down the sprinter's lane. Look out for Vern Cole, the rider in black and green. Will he be able to stick in one more lap? He's going to have to watch as everyone sprints around him. Number 4 is Andy Baker. Vern Cole accelerates enough. Andy Baker, nowhere to go. He just had to hold on to the rider in front of him. It's going to be him out as Vern Cole, the man I called out, accelerated enough around the outside. I see 8 riders. Should be 5 more laps of elimination. It's both the Laser and Darlene still lined up. These two have just been partnering up each lap with Darlene sitting behind Kaiser. And here he comes again. Mike Darlene at the back of the field. He's coming, though. Can he find another rider out this lap? Good acceleration. 17. Richter. Darlene, I think, is going to have the new nickname of the devil after this one. He continues to stay in this thing. He looks out of it almost as he comes out of turn 4, but the acceleration on the home straight is just enough to keep getting people out. He has to do it again. As he's at the back of this formation, Kaiser looks safe as he continues to push forward. Now here comes Darlene on his acceleration. 19 is clearing out that time. Vern Cole will exit the track. We're almost to it, folks. 3 more eliminations. Can Darlene stay in? The Devil's been very efficient in this one. Darlene once again at the back of this race, right in the dark blue with the black helmet, making his acceleration around and trying to hold on to the speed of Kaiser who's in front of him. Might be right on the inside. That's out of luck. 24, Butler on the inside. He knew he had to do something, but he couldn't go forward. He ends up going a little left in the process. Wow. Kaiser and Darlene. One lap after the other. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Even the devil gets tired. He's good with 5th, I guess. It's Darlene sitting up a little early. Our Center Cycles rider An effective race for him, but he'll find his exit now finally after all of those eliminations. One more to eliminate. Who will it be? It's Steven Wilson's at the front still after all of this. I've stopped talking about it because it's kind of just so consistent, his effort. He wants to just make it in the top 5 at least. He's done that. Mike Robson, the rider with the white helmet, moves into the front, and now it's Steven Wilson who finds himself in the toughest position. Does he have the speed left to challenge, or has he just put it all out there just to get to this point? Good acceleration from Wilson's. Can he get another lap out of it? No, not enough. 25, a good race for him. He does all of that work to lead the field, and then those jerks eliminate him. Can you believe it? No allegiance. All right, this is our top 3. Nick Martinez, the rider in white, blue, and yellow, right in the middle. He's got on his right the rider in blue, Mike Robson, and then behind them both is the Laser, the junior competitor for the Jerry Baker Juniors team. They will be getting the bell, and the 3 of them sprinting for the top 3 spots in the missing out. Kaiser getting on the wheel of Martinez, as Martinez looks like he's going to be compelled to take the lead of this sprint. It's now 1 to go. Coming on to the home straight, it was Martinez at the front. He remains there. Now as they head through the corners, it'll be Kaiser up and out of his saddle, beginning to accelerate. Here comes the big move as Kaiser will just try to blow this thing up down the back straight. The kid's got good acceleration. Mike Robson looking very speedy tonight too as he's down low and very arrow. He gets back onto the wheel. Robson gets up there. Can he get around the corner? Here they come onto the home straight. Make some noise with these two. The kid's trying to hold on. The Laser, can he get it? Robson coming at him. Robson on the outside. Whoa. Awfully close to the line. The 2 make it interesting, and Martinez as well for making it in the top 3. What a fantastic finish in the missing out for the Cat 1-2 men. Whoa. Cat 4 men, the track is open for you. Come on out to the rail. And now what we really have been waiting for, the featured race tonight, the points races. I'll let the riders get out on the track here in their neutral. I'll talk about what a points race is during the neutral lap, and then you'll be equipped with all you need to know for the rest of the racing tonight, as we got a lot of points races coming up. Cat 4 men to the rail for the points race. Cat 4 men to the rail. On deck, the women and junior field for their points race. Points racing is a race in which riders at the front of the field get a certain number of points on certain laps. You're going to hear the bell always ring before those laps, and then we call those the sprints for points. And those sprints are for the following points. Riders at the front get 5, 3, 2, and 1. 5 to the first rider, 3 to the second, 2 to the third, and 1 to the fourth. The final sprint at 1 to go. On that next lap, riders will get 10, 6, 4, and 2. So double the points on the final sprint. You can look at the program to figure out how many sprints they are and how far apart they are. On this one, we got a 4x5, so it's going to be 20 laps, 4 sprints separated by 5 laps each. First bell at 16 to go. Our field swinging by in the corner 4 camera view over there near the beverage garden as they get the whistle, and they're on their way for 20 laps of racing. Sam Frigo wants to take the first lap and move things forward. So points racing is about keeping track of other competitors' points too. You need to be able to sprint a lot, get points consistently, and also be aware of where your competitors are on the track and how many points they all have. Sometimes it's worth to go catch a rider, sometimes it's not. It just depends on how the points are playing out. So this is a very smart race too. Riders got to keep their wits about them. They got to ride fast, they got to ride consistent. 19 to go. Arnoldi riding the blue line, waiting for somebody to challenge him. Down the back straight, he still takes the lead spot, the rider in purple. Leading the field from the blue line. encouraging really what is 2 lineups now. 18 to go. First bell at 16 for the points at 15 to go. Wilson Turk, the rider now at the front of the field in the dark blue. Just joining us tonight out here, thanks for being a part of the program. This is indeed Friday Night Racing at the Velodrome. We do this every Friday night during the summer months, as long as it ain't raining, and that has not been a problem lately, although I must say it was nice to wake up today to some precipitation in the area. A welcome change for us PNWs for having so much sun recently. If it ain't raining, we're racing on a Friday night at 7 o'clock, and we have, once again, a great program going on here. We are in the final stretches of this one. We're into the points races. Each of our fields are going to race this race once, and they're going to be wrapping it up. You can see here on the home straight, our local experienced photographer, the master behind the lens, is Dennis Crane. DBCphoto.com is grabbing all the action. You can see him as well on our weekly thumbnails on the YouTube channel. His photos are regularly featured in our social media. We thank Dennis for, again, being a partner with us. Check out dbcphoto.com for great pictures of the racing afterwards. There's the bell for the first sprint. Who's going to go out for the first points? 5, 3, 2, and 1 to the leaders on the lap. It's Sam Frigo that moves towards the front. He's still not taking the sprinter's lane, though. There must be a certain aversion to the black and the red line for this field tonight. Scary down there. Down the back straight, Merrick Gallagher, the rider in the sprinter's lane near the front. James Campbell Harris is going to make a run at it. Top Gun, trying to make his first appearance at the front of the field tonight, will make a good run at it. Sam Frigo is trying to counter as well. Looks like it's going to be James Campbell Harris and Frigo sprinting for the 5. Frigo 5, Campbell Harris 3, Jacob Luna for 2. If I'm not mistaken, the final rider there was Andrew Lynch, number 460, to get 1 point, if I'm not mistaken. Riders gathering themselves back up between turns 3 and 4. Ride wide here onto the home straight. Arnoldi once again finds himself at the front, but high on the track. He'll start to move down into position now into the short lane. You can imagine if you're on the track and you don't have brakes, what's the natural way to slow down? We'll use the hill. Go up to slow down. When you're ready to speed up, turn left and accelerate. So riders going slow tend to move to the right. If you're up to speed, you should tend to want to go to the left where the track is shortest. And that's exactly what Arnoldi will now do, as he brings with him a lineup of 5 riders, including one of the junior competitors, Jacob Luna, one of our riders with points currently, moves himself to the front. Sam Frigo, number 455, is the leader of the race. James Campbell Harris, number 411, is in second with 3. Jacob Luna is in third with 2, and Andrew Lynch in fourth with 1. Race leader Sam Frigo is the rider in the blue, dark blue, and white helmet. He is in a group of 4 on the back straight, second wheel position. He's right behind a teammate. So you got 2 riders there in the blue kits at the front of what is now a large group of riders trying to catch on to the leaders. 2 leaders off the front coming now onto the home straight. Kevin Ulrich in the pink takes the lead of the race at 12 to go. Bell next lap. Good move here for Ulrich. He's joined by Wilson Turk, the 2 of them, hoping to capitalize on their position next time around the track. They'll get the bell, and maybe if they can keep on their pedals, they might be able to find the points. The field mostly back together again. They're lined up coming out of the Greg Cycle sign with Tyler Arnoldi at the lead. We see the 2 leaders right now that are well ahead of them. Not so much so that I don't think the field could catch, though. The field is putting a big effort, especially Tyler, the rider at the front of it. On the home straight, these 2 will get in the bell first. It's Ulrich and Turk. 1 to go for points. That's what they got to keep their minds on right now in their heads, is they got 1 more lap of this kind of effort, and they can finally get some points for it. At 11 to go, it's now Turk on the front. Kevin Ulrich on his wheel, the 2 of them hoping to get something out of this. Sam Frigo knows he can get up there. He'll make the jump. You can see that gap, and he knows he can get up there in time, so he'll make the move now. Colin Stotts also, it looks like, one of the junior riders, if I'm not mistaken. The other rider in his acceleration will move on up to find points. It'll be Frigo. And, oh, surprising. He sat up a little too soon. Stotts will take the points, 5 for him. Frigo will get 3. Wilson Turk, I still think, gets 2, and Jacob Luna for 1 is my unofficial call. Oh, man. Sam's keeps thinking he's not going to be challenged in these sprints, but that was a good move by Colin to slide up alongside of him. Surprised at the line. Our race leader, Sam Frigo, now with 8 points. Colin Stotts moves into second with 5. Campbell Harris in third in a tie with Jacob Luna. Both riders with 3. Wilson Turk in fifth with 2. Andrew Lynch with 1 is good for 6th right now. Everybody else looking for their first points at 9 to go. Very few spots remain for our adult classes this summer. If you're hoping to get out here and learn something about track racing, we even have adult try the tracks that are an hour long for $10. We include the rental bike for that fee. So you get a track bike for the time you're here. Just bring some athletic clothes and a helmet, and we'll get you the rest of the things you need to enjoy an hour on the track with the help of our staff to learn a little bit more about what it's like to race and ride on these track bikes. Adult class spots are filling up. I know there's a class on the 21st that still has some room of this month. That's the 4-hour track class that if you take it after that, you're okay to start racing. And you too, within about a couple of weeks, could also be out here racing with the Cat for men. As all you need to do is go, if you're one of our men competitors, is go to the novice racing for a couple of weeks, show that you're a consistent, safe racer, and you'll get the go-ahead to join the Cat 4s pretty quickly. Under Stanley's sign in turn 3, it's now Kevin Ulrich at the front of the race. They're setting up for the next sprint, but they've still got another lap before the bell's ringing. Ulrich driving the pace. Looks to his right to see Arnoldi in position. Mayor Gallagher now finds his way to the front and looking like he's spry and ready for some action himself. We'll keep things moving. A lot of rotation happening as riders want to keep it fast but not work too hard, wanting to be fresh for the upcoming sprint. They've only got 2 opportunities left to sprint for points. Bell's ringing at 6 to go. This rider doesn't have any points yet as Arnoldi keeps leading the field but not able to find points yet in any of these sprints. Will Fowler's been lining this one up. He's going to try to shoot one out from turn 1. The junior's got a nice opening here. The field is in pursuit. Watch for Sam Frigo to make his counterattack shortly, as is going to be Colin Stotts making some acceleration now. Will Fowler, though, still well off the front, and he's looking speedy, up the speed and spinning that bike as fast as he can. Will for 5, Frigo for 3, Arnoldi for 2, and 1, I think, for Colin Stotts, if I'm not mistaken, in the middle of that sprint. We'll confirm with the finish camera for the rider that got 1 point, as it was pretty close. Will gets a nice move there, and Fowler takes 5 points in the sprint and moves back into the field to recover. One more opportunity for these riders. It'll be worth 10, 6, 4, and 2 at the front of the final sprint. So lots of points on the big last sprint. They are not done racing yet. Nobody's been really super dominant on these sprints. I will say Sam Frigo has been in all of them. So he is our leader, but it could still be anybody's race. We'll get the points updates shortly. Still conferring on some of the points from the previous sprint, but it is still a close race again, as most riders are still within striking distance of the lead of this competition. At 3 to go. James Campbell Harris has been found by the field again. He sits on the lead of the group. Sam Frigo, our race leader, number 455, has 11 points after his last sprint effort. Still not enough to feel totally safe, as any of the riders with points right behind him, if Sam Frigo doesn't get points in the final sprint, he may find himself out of the lead. Sitting at 2 to go now, 455 is going to have to be active. He's looking ahead and he sees Tyler Arnoldi again on the pace and moving things quickly. This guy just doesn't know how to stop moving. And here they come now. The lineup is going to be getting the bell. Arnoldi's still at the front of this thing. 1 to go for the Cat 4 men. 1 to go. 1 to go. Arnoldi lit on his wheel. That's going to be Jacob Luna, and then Sam Frigo is the lineup. Colin Stotts is the 5th rider in that lineup, and he's near the top. If Sam Frigo can get points, he will be our winner, and that's exactly what he's going to go try and do now. Oh, the big move down the back straight. I don't see how he's going to be stopped at this point. He's going to go try to get the big 10 if he can. Nice move here coming in from some of the riders trying to accelerate and get back on it, as it's both Luna and Stotts making their way up. His teammate Lynch as well right there. It will be Frigo for the big 10 and the win. His teammate coming across the line for 6, Luna 4, and Stotts for 2. I believe the last 4 finishers have come across the line. Women and juniors to the rail for the points race. On deck, Cat 3 men. After review, I did miscall one of the sprints. So just to be clear, on the 3rd sprint, getting 1 point was number 416, Jacob Luna. I called the unofficial call was Colin Stotts, number 408. Took some quick work on the officials to go back and look and review the footage, but we got that sorted out. As always, velodrome.org/live for the live results as they're posted. That race will be up soon. This will be a 25-lap points race, sprints every 5, so a 5x5 event, 5 sprints in total. The way the points go out works the exact same as it did for the previous race, so 5, 3, 2, and 1 at the front, 10, 6, 4, and 2 on the final lap. Points racing coming on here. Again, our competitors going around the track for their neutral. I think by now, if you've been watching this race, you already know who to watch. Number 102, Annette Williams, has been very strong this evening. Becca Book's been giving her a run for her money, and has been very successful doing so. Heather Nielsen, I think, has had a couple of great finishing positions as well. We'll see how this last one plays out. Points racing giving opportunity for the riders with good endurance, maybe a bit more than some of our previous races, in particular that very short scratch. So this will give some riders with different strength and abilities their opportunity to shine tonight. We've got even longer points races coming up for our later fields, so really good opportunity for those endurance riders to put on a show for us this evening. And there's the whistle. All right, they did get the whistle and the race is underway. Every 5 laps, there'll be a bell for these riders to sprint for points. In between that, look for consistency. It's a small field, so when you have a smaller group like this, conserve energy, ride together, wait for the bell to compete, and then get back together and keep working on those laps. You want to make sure that this is mostly all together for a certain amount of time. That's just humane racing right there. It's our crew working together one at a time. That was Amar Edwards pulling off and moving to the back, giving room now for Alicia Stotts to take the lead of the lap. Your first bell will be at 21 to go. Seeing 24 in the lap cards. Lucy Clymer-Kennedy, 209, comes to the front. I mentioned earlier some of those track classes that are available. The classes that we offer here at the track are all registered from our website. You can go there and sign up for them as they're available, velodrome.org. We also have junior classes available. Those, however, are sold out for 2021. Our field taking their turns. Leah Hulslander takes her moment at the front. Rue Tomko as they'll take the lead now. 5:10. Everybody gets their moment in the spotlight as they take the lead of the lap. Next lap for the first bell now as Annette Williams on the lead of the effort. And the sprint getting engaged out of turn 4. It's Heather Nielsen leading the lap now. A nice move for her. She'll bring things up to speed. No surprise to see Annette Williams getting lined up on her wheel. She's quick to identify the rider that's trying to get it going. Scoville happy to find that wheel. Here comes Becca Book also trying to make her attack. She's hoping to keep Annette Williams down. Annette Williams, again, I don't know how she just found that space. How'd she do that? She still finds the room to maneuver. She comes up and around. It'd be Annette Williams coming to the front of the race. It'll be Book challenging. Scoville also right there. Oh, I think the kid found second place across the line for 3 points. Make it Annette Williams for 5, Scoville for 3, Book for 2. That gives Alicia Stotts 1 point in the sprint, the rider in the dark green. That's the Fount Cycling Guild team. Gathering up in the middle of the track now as it's time for a little bit of rest after the first sprint, and they've got plenty more to go. Conservation of energy, an important part of a longer race like this. Picking your moments. Edwards picking a moment now. She'll drop down on the sprinter's lane and try to get away as everybody else is trying to grab their breath. She'll re-accelerate and make it hard on the competitors. No rest for you at 19 to go. Brought up to the wheel quickly as Becca Book accelerates and finds her. And the whole field now back on their effort, as maybe that was the mission, is just keep it fast. On the home straight, Becca Book finds herself at the lead of this thing and continues to drive it forward at 18 to go. No surprise to turn around and see Annette Williams keeping her eye on her closely, as Becca's been probably the biggest thorn in the side of Annette Williams when she's out here. The two of them keeping it interesting and close. Williams, our leader, with 5. Scoville, you remember, got second place in the first sprint. That's number 120 with 3. Becca Book, number 104, is in third with 2 points. And Alicia Stotts, number 204, has 1 point. Good for fourth right now. Reading off the official standings, so hopefully that's right. At 17 to go, the riders all together waiting for the next attack to occur. At 16 to go, the bell is ringing again for points. Our second sprint now underway is Lucy CK takes the lead spot. Number 209 is on her attack. She's found herself at the front, might as well make a big move. No points yet in her name. She's going to try and take this opportunity. Heather Nielsen finds the wheel and now moves into her position, bringing with her Becca Book, Annette Williams, and Danny Scoville all lined up. To the front now is still Nielsen. Becca Book trying to get to the front. She might be on way for 5. Annette Williams will not let her get this one easy. Becca Book, I think, might have found it. Annette Williams for 3, Scoville for 2, and I think Nielsen still finds 1, the unofficial call. Close at the front. We'll have to go back and take a look. At the back straight, riders will slow back down again. The front of the race is Becca Book, possibly the winner of the previous sprints, either her or Williams at the top of that one. And so gather all the riders back up again and come onto the home straight as a field. Edwards doesn't want to sit down. So off we go again. The pink handlebar is reaccelerating things. After the review, it was awfully close. It will be Annette Williams called the winner on that close sprint. I might have thought it was Book who had the better position, but the acceleration from Williams just enough. So Annette Williams for 5, Becca Book for 3, Danny Scoville for 2, Heather Nielsen for 1. That gives Annette Williams the lead with 10, having won the first 2 sprints. Scoville and Book are tied in second place. That's bib 120 and bib 104. Alicia Stott's in 4th with 1, is in a tie with Heather Nielsen, also with 1 point. So the race for second right now is probably the most interesting thing to keep your eye on. We'll see how it develops after a few more sprints. Scoville for Jerry Baker Jr.'s team with the orange helmet is bib 120. She's in a tie with the rider in orange with the black shorts. That's Becca Book, number 104. A couple of juniors out here really getting their efforts in tonight. Pay attention to Rue Tomko doing a great job holding on to the tempo. Leah Hulsander also out here every single week getting faster, competing in this field. This is our women and juniors field, giving them an opportunity to race with the big riders out here on a Friday night. At 11 to go, 3 sprints remain. Who wants to go grab this one? Nielsen at the front of the field as they cross the finish line will accelerate things. The fastest way to get fast is to ride with the faster riders, and it's a good effort here as we see again Leah and Rue, both the 2 juniors, rounding out this field tonight. Down the back straight, it will be still the red of Audi Racing. Heather Nielsen, number 111 at the front of the field. Here comes Becca Book, one of the riders in second, in a good spot to try to take that race away from Danny. Annette Williams trying to find 5 again. It will be Book challenging her one more time. Oh, is that so close again? Okay, this time I think it was Annette on the outside. That was my eye. Becca Book for 3 points. Scoville for 2. Heather Nielsen for 1, which will now give Becca Book second place in the race unofficially, with Danny Scoville just trailing by a point. Annette Williams continuing to just barely edge out Becca at the line, doing just enough to get it done. She has 15 points in the lead. Heather Nielsen, after grabbing 1 more, is brought up to 2 points. She sits alone now in 4th. Down the back straight, Edwards sitting at the front. Not really on the attack. Most riders just sitting in on the wheel and catching their breath again before the next sprint. They've got 2 more chances to sort this thing out. Annette Williams unbeaten yet on these points sprints. At 8 to go, Edwards getting back into the sprinter's lane will try to pick things back up again, being the instigator to not allow this race to sit down at all. As soon as she gets up to speed, she'll take the race up to the right. Many riders following suit. Nobody else jumping in. She's going to get re-accelerating again. So just trying to work on the fatigue of the rest of this field and trying to be opportunistic. If everybody else wants to rest, she's going to make it hard on them. Once again, as she get up to speed, she sits up high, says, come on, guys, let's stop resting so much. Alicia Stotts gets the message and tries to keep rolling forward. She'll take the sprinter's lane and continue to apply some pressure to the pedals, and off she goes to the front at 7 to go. Next lap is a bell. Nothing on the sprint right now. There's Rue Tomko, one of the riders again mentioned as a junior competitor in the field, near the front. Danny Scoville right there with them. Bell's ringing for a second to last sprint, 6 to go. Alicia Stotts, 2:04 on the lead of the lap. Up and out of the saddle, trying to get some big points. I believe she found a point earlier in this race. Indeed, she has one, currently in 5th. She needs to go now. Good position. Can she stay away from the chasing riders as they have good closing speed? Alicia Stotts still out of the saddle, trying to get this bike up to top speed for herself. Still up and out of the saddle, trying to drive this thing as much as she can. She will be able to hold on for 5, it looks like. Here comes the chase. Whoa. 5 for Alicia, 3 for Becca Book, 2 for Scoville. I got 1 for Heather Nielsen. Our race leader does not get involved in the points for the first time, but she'll still be our leader after this. Don't you worry about it. There's a warning to Rue Tomko. That's rider 510. Warning to rider 510, Rue Tomko, for dangerous riding. I'll repeat that one more time when they're back on the home straight. That's an official warning for rider 510 for dangerous riding, Rue Tomko. Seeing 4 to go. We got one more sprint coming up. It's a big one. The 10, 6, 4, and 2. Let's look at where the points ended up after that recent sprint. Our race leader not involved. Becca Book, I believe, has, still need to wait on points. Never mind. We're checking one of the positions because they're awfully close there coming into that previous sprint. So we're looking back at the film again. Our riders making it close today all the way across the track. None of these sprints have been easy for anybody. All right, so our points totals, Williams still on top with 15, Book in second with 11. We're going to give Scoville third right now with 9. She's followed pretty closely by Alicia Stotts with 6 for 4th place. Heather Nielsen sitting in 5th with 3. So 3 points separating 5th and 4th, 3 points separating 4th and 3rd, 2 points separating 3rd and 2nd. Only 4 points separating 2nd and 1st. It's actually kind of still up in the air for just about everybody out here. The final sprint worth so many points, depends on how they finish. I think Annette Williams, sitting out on the previous sprint, has got to be heavily favored to win the final effort. Alicia Stotts making a good name for herself on that previous sprint, getting out in front of the field. May she try to do something similar. Time's getting a little short for her to do that now at 2 to go. Book's still knocking on the door at 2nd place. 4 points separate her and Williams. The only way to upset that now is if Book can get the finish and get 10 points and keep Annette Williams in at least the position behind her. Then Book would still be our winner on this final sprint. So a big one coming up for her, number 104, trying to dial it in for one more big sprint. That's the rider in orange closest to us at the front of the field. Right in front of her to the right is Heather Nielsen, another rider with points for Audi Cycling. Everybody down in their tempo right now as they're sitting on the wheel and waiting for the sprint to be engaged. And this big event now about to come to a close. As the bell starts ringing, Heather Nielsen knows what to do. Up and out of the saddle and moving this bike along. The rider for Audi, Crikey Racing, is going to take the lead of the lap. Danny Scoville right there. You can see who Annette Williams is watching. She knows exactly who she needs to beat as she's such a smart rider. She'll even just come around the outside of her. Here comes Annette Williams, as I said, the heavy favorite to win this final sprint. In the right place at the right time, moves up and out of the group, and there she is unchallenged in this final sprint. Look at this speed. Danny Scoville trying to get up to her wheel. It'll be Scoville for 10. So much for unchallenged, says the kid. Come on. Williams for 6 points will be our winner. Scoville picks up the big 10. Wow. Impressive effort from our junior competitor there to come up to the front. Annette Williams did exactly what she needed to do to win the race. Scoville, though, will move herself up on the leaderboard with that finish, I believe, would end up putting her in second. Book ending up just behind her in third, unofficially. Cat 3 men are coming to the rail for their points race. On deck, the Cat 1-2 men in our final race of the night. Okay, a slight adjustment to the printed program. We've got a 7x5. This is 35 laps of points racing. All the same rules apply. There's 7 sprints in the event in total. We will keep track of the points throughout the whole race. Rider with the most number of points at the end, of course, is our winner. In a longer race like this, it's worth reminding, I haven't talked about it much tonight, it's 20 points to lap the field. Let's say one rider goes off the front, gets all the way around the track, and catches the field. They will get 20 points for that effort. If you get off the back of the field and the field catches you, you go down a lap and you lose 20 points. That may become a factor in these very long points races for the next 2 groups. And off we go. This very endurance favoring race. Still need lots of top speed in the points race, but with this kind of distance, riders with a lot of endurance training, those that like to go the distance, will indeed have some more advantage here than they may have had earlier tonight. And this is our featured race. It's got the most points for the Omnium, which is kind of the big competition for the night. We add up the tally, we tally up all their points between the first, second, and third race. One race is featured. It's worth twice as much for that Omnium. Tonight it will be the points that we're going to offer that extra incentive to. At 34 to go, this very first lap, here goes Ben Flaum, moving things very quickly. If you're anywhere near these guys as they come by, you might even feel the breeze. They're way down their sprinters lane and pretty close to each other, so you may not get that sense as they go by, but they are clicking along real good right now. I have said this is the Cat 3 men. I also do see, and I have not announced, there is one junior woman in there. I see Kelly Darlene has been getting out there, getting her efforts in. At 33 to go. Ritter at the front. Carl Pratis will be the next to lead the lap. .32 to go. This pace, very quick. Not looking to slow down anytime soon as the field is large and plenty of fast riders showing up tonight in the Cat 3 men. Coming into our first bell of the race. Several more to come. It's our first sprint for points. David Ryan at the front. Adam Leopold, 326 on his wheel. Joe Spranger, 333. Look out for him in this endurance race. He's going to be trying to put on a good show for us tonight. Adam Leopold Has been a good sprinter out of the field in the past few months. Let's see what he does here from the front of the group. Snoblin coming into good position to challenge as well. It'll still be Leopold on the front for the first 5. Sprenger trying to get there. Leopold, Sprenger. Leopold for 5, Sprenger 3, Snoblin 2. And I think Meinhardt got 1. Meinhardt on the lead after picking up 1 point as the rider in 4th place swings up to the right. Joe Sprenger also found some points in that first sprint. Found 3 points in that first sprint, the junior did, number 333. .326 relegated in the first sprint out of the points. Leopold out of the points, .326 relegated for coming out of the sprinter's lane while the sprint was still engaged, impacting the progress and impeding the progress of another rider. That would put Joe Sprenger in the lead with 5 now, I believe, as that for that adjustment, he would end up being the winner of the sprint. We'll get those point adjustments in here shortly. So the junior, the best benefactor of that one, as he came across the line second, will now end up in first after the relegation. It's Ben Flom off the front now for Fell Swoop at 27 to go. Closest rider in chase is Ritter and Sprenger, both making their way up to him. Kelly Darlene, the junior woman in this field, getting her effort tonight, riding with the Cat 3 men, is moving up towards the front as well. Meinhardt in the red for Audi, a very active racer in this field, trying to stay near the front. Aerotech Racing trying to reconfigure things. Here comes Peter Snoblin. Ben Flom kind of getting in his way, though, as he moves up track. A lot of movement and swinging around, but here comes Snoblin out of the front as he's going to be getting a bell. Austin Hildreth, the rider in blue, had a heck of a race with the missing out, or the Avalanche, excuse me. He's going to come to the front now. Our winner of the second race tonight in all blue. Snoblin on his wheel. Meinhardt down the back straight brings with him Kit Colbert, the rider in white. Lots of points to be grabbed here for these riders, and most of them without any points. It's only Meinhardt, the rider in red, that found the line on the first sprint. Coming up and around the corner now, it'll be 3 riders across the track trying to find the 5, and Meinhardt looks like he's on pace. Meinhardt, oh, close. Kit Colbert may have gotten it. Snoblin for 2, Hildreth for 1. It is Kit Colbert on the outside for 5 as the officials take a quick look. Again, Kit Colbert for 5, Meinhardt for 3. Once again, Colbert got the 5 on the previous sprint. Close one for those two, but a nice acceleration for Kit to the line. He'll just get it in the last moment. Lots of riders with 5 points right now. Winning on the addition of 1 rider's place before, but it looks like Peter Snoblin, Joe Sprenger, Kit Colbert, and Ryan Meinhardt are all tied with 5 points apiece. 4 riders with 5 each. Snoblin, Sprenger, Colbert, and Meinhardt all tied for first. I got Austin Hildreth, the rider, with 1, sitting in 5th. Another rider with 1 is going to be Mike Ritter, also in a tie for 5th. So your race leaders, lots of them. One of them's at the front right now with 5 points. That's Joe Sprenger, the rider that pulls up to the right. Bell next lap. One of your race leaders, Peter Snoblin, in the white and black, near the back of the field there with the orange bike. Snoblin's got bib 303 on. Again, 4 riders with 5 points apiece. So early on in this 7x5, a couple different riders coming to the front of the field in the first 2 sprints, and we've got a nice tie at the top of the race that will not last long. Coming into 21 to go, we get yet another bell and more points next lap. 5, 3, 2, and 1 to the leaders as Carl Pratis, without points, may try to put an effort himself now as he's got some daylight. And if he goes from the front, he is hard to catch. This has been a fast race for him, though. He's going to try to hold on to the pace for a little bit longer now as Kelly Darlene makes her face heard and seen to the front of the field. Carl Pratis getting overtaken by Kelly now as she comes to the front. Here comes another rider for Dyna Racing is Mike Ritter moving up. Darlene, Ritter coming out in front. Looks like he may be able to find his 5 points. Darlene trying to hold on for 3. Whoa, 3 riders across the track. No idea. Wow. Pratis, Meinhardt, and Darlene all went across the track in a really close one. I am not interested in calling that one. Mike Ritter for 5, though. I think I got that one sorted. Riders all interested in taking a little bit of a breather after that one. It's only Ryan Meinhardt now who continues to move things a little bit forward. Kit Colbert will also take the lead down the sprinter's lane, the rider in white and blue. 19 to go. Everyone's eyes on the review camera over there, looks like, as the finish for 3rd, 2nd, and 4th place across the line. Very close. Ryan Meinhardt called for 3 points on the previous sprint. Kelly Darlene ends up getting 1. I believe Carl Pratis was the one then to get 2 points, number 304. So Meinhardt, the best finisher on the close sprint there for 3 points. Updating our points totals as we speak. That gives Meinhardt the new lead as he'll now have 8 points in first. Meinhardt, our new leader with 8. Mike Ritter in second with 6. Snoblin, Spranger, and Colbert tied in 3rd place with 5 apiece. Pratis in 6th with 2. 2 riders with 1 is Hildreth and Darlene, tied for 7th at 17 to go. And another bell is ringing. 16 to go. We got plenty of sprinting left to do as Ryan Meinhardt, the current race leader, comes to the front. Number 336 is leading with the points. Nobody has broken past 10 yet. As lots of riders have been getting involved at the front of the field, but nobody's been able to be very dominant yet in this very competitive Cat 3 field. Here comes Joe Spranger moving up into position now. Meinhardt leads it out, but he loses the position to Joe as he now comes into the lead spot. He brings with him 3 other riders, still trying to accelerate to catch onto his wheel. It will be Joe for 5. I believe it's going to be Joe for 5. In a close sprint, I got Carl Pratis, the rider, to clean it out on the backside for 1. All right, so the top of the race is Joe Spranger sitting with 10 points in first place. Meinhardt still has 8, good for second. Snoblin is crawled up into 3rd place with 7. With 6, Mike Ritter in 4th. Kit Colbert in 5th with 5. Pratis, Westover, both with 3. Hildreth, Darlene, both with 1. That's going to be 9 riders with points. Everyone else looking for their first. We have our first rider in the double digits is Joe Spranger, number 333 for the Jerry Baker Juniors. One of these riders is going to have to find some repeat wins in these sprints to get some separation between them and the rest of the field, or this is going to come down to a sprint at the end of it, as it is so close right now, just 1 point separating several positions. 12 to go. Again, Spranger at the top with 10, but the next closest rider has 8, then 7, then 6, and then 5. It's all within striking distance, and they have 3 more chances to get points, including the big double sprint at the end. Upcoming on a bell lap for yet another sprint, as they'll be seeing 11 to go and getting the bell for points at 10. Get some good call-outs on the live stream for some of our riders that are watching, including getting some cheers for Kelly racing in the middle of the Cat 3 men field. Joe looking strong again from the front, but the field is right on his wheel now. He's taken the lead of the race in the middle portion of this thing, but here comes Snoblin now on a reacceleration. Meinhardt also in the middle of this thing. Snoblin, the rider in white, coming on the outside, might be able to find the 5. Looking good. Snowby for 10 or for 5. Whoa, 343. On the outside, might have found 3 points. Another close sprint. These guys are making it hard on me tonight. Meinhardt, I think, got 2. Spranger for 1. Indeed, it will be 343. Westover found 3 points in that sprint. Well, he's coming on strong late. He had 0 points coming into the sprint before this. Now finding his position in 2 sprints in a row. He's working his way up, is Westover. Snoblin, our new race leader, but check out these points, folks. Snoblin with 12, Spranger with 11, Meinhardt with 10. It goes 12, 11, 10. We're still right neck and neck at the top of the race. After that, in 4th place is Ritter and Westover, both with 6. Colbert's got 5. Carl Pratis has got 3. Hildreth and Darlene both with 1. The top of the race, though, is any of those 3 riders to take, and even some of the riders right behind him, as the distance is not too far off. 4th place has 6, and 1st has 12. Just to give you an idea how close it is. This rider looking for their first points is Ben Flom, the rider in black and orange, getting away from some of the riders behind him now. He won't get a bell for another 2 laps. It's 8 to go. Bell at 6. Yeah, the junior team doing very impressive in this field, as I see Fountain Cycling Guild checking in on the stream and cheering on the riders here at the Velodrome. Joe in particular doing well tonight. Number 333 got his upgrade this season into this field and continues to work his way and improve and get stronger. At 7 to go, it's Flom on the front still, but Ritter is very close to bringing up to the wheel there. One of our riders that upgraded recently out of Cat 4s. He's got some points tonight. He'll work off the front and back into the middle of the field, as now it looks like the catch is just about to conclude off the effort of this field now making contact. Everyone all lined up behind Flom as they come into the home straight. This now leading into the bell lap. 2 sprints remain, 6 to go. Westover, the rider, has been crawling his way up, 3-4-3. Doing a nice job making a showing of it in these last few sprints. Gets swarmed by the field now as they'll all accelerate. Joe Spranger moving things fast down the back straight again. He's at the lead. This looks awfully familiar. Peter Snoblin's right there. Can he do it again? Spranger at the lead, Snoblin on the second wheel. All he has to do is accelerate and come around the right-hand side, but boy, Joe is fast. Does Snowby have enough? Here comes Meinhardt as well to challenge. It's going to be Spranger at the front. Snowby does not have enough this time. Spranger for 5. Meinhardt for 3. Snoblin for 2. Malikoff, I believe, found 1. Joe Spranger finds himself back in the lead with the final sprint, the only thing left. Let's see how close the points are, though. With Spranger at the top with 16, he's trailed by 2. Peter Snoblin with 14, trailed by 1 point, 13 points to Ryan Meinhardt. So the top 3 go 16, 14, 13. That's Spranger with 16, number 333 for the Jerry Baker Juniors. For Airtech in the white and black, number 303 in second with 14 points. Meinhardt in red, 336 in third with 13. After that, in fourth, I got 2 riders with 6, both Mike Ritter and Steven Westover. Kit Colbert's got 5, Carl Pratis has 3, and we got 3 riders now with 1, Hildreth, Dahlin, and Malakoff. The winner of the final sprint between the 3, Sprenger, Snoblin, and Meinhardt, will likely be our winner, even if they aren't at the front of the sprint. The only way that doesn't happen is if Brian Meinhardt is only 2 points in front or 1 position in front of Sprenger, he would not take the win from him. But if we watch those 3 and how they sprint, that will probably determine who ends up being the champion tonight out of the points race. There's one of those riders right there, 336 near the front of the field. He's trying to decide how he's going to play this one out. Currently sitting at the front of the field, although clearly not on an effort, as he sits comfortably above the sprinter's lane and slows this whole race down. Right on his wheel is the rider in second, Peter Snoblin, in the white. And there is our race leader, I believe, Sprenger, along the rail, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, that's not him. Where is he at? He's out there somewhere hiding in the field. He is along the rail. He's behind Austin Hildreth in the blue. Nope, there he is, down in the sprinter's lane. I can find him. My eyes still work at 2 to go. He's right behind Westover, number 343, middle of the pack. He's going to have to keep himself on a good wheel and get out of that group if he wants to win this sprint. He might have found an opportunity now as Dahlin moves out. Excuse me, that's Ritter moving out. On that wheel will be the entire field now joining in on the effort of Mike Ritter, as Meinhardt is the first to jump down. Sprenger finds his way down as well. Riders now going wide across the track. The sprint for the first place is going to come down right here to this final lap. 1 to go. It's our final lap for this big 35-lap event. The conclusion for the Cat 3 men, Joe Sprenger in the right spot to just go from the front. He's going to be forced to do so. Is this the way to win it, though? The field's right there. Joe's got to be as strong as he can. There's no slowing down now. This kid does not have a chance of winning it, but he's still going to try to put on a good show in this final sprint. There goes Carl Pratis. He might be a true sprinter, but he's got plenty of speed out of the field, too. Might as well go pick up the Big 10. What a move for the kid. Austin Hildreth trying to chase him down. It'll be Carl Pratis for 10. I got Sprenger to be the most points out of those riders at the top of the competition. Will be our winner, I believe, with 20 points, I believe, for Joe Sprenger, if I'm not mistaken. A good race there as my mind's getting turned in knots trying to keep track of all that great racing information. But our riders will take an exit on the back straight as the final field is invited to come up to the rail. Cat 1-2 men to the rail for the points race. To repeat again, I believe Joe Sprenger, after all that nonsense, will end up being on top of that one. Carl Pratis with one heck of a big sprint at the end of a 35-lap points race. One of our juniors looking very speedy out of the field, but Joe, consistent throughout the competition, does enough to win it. With that one sprint, Carl Pratis moves out of almost nowhere on this field. He's way down in 8th, all the way up into 3rd. So a good move by the kid to make that jump up. Our final group coming up to the rail will be racing a points race again. Our longest race of the night will be 40 laps, an 8x5, about ready to get started. Once again, the rules are the same. I know this is a long event, but boy, the finish will be fun. It's a 40-lap 8x5. The rules for points racing remain the same no matter the distance. It's just in this case, it's 8 sprints every 5 laps instead of 7 or 5 or 4 as we've seen earlier tonight. Cat 1-2 men in the neutral. We'll start them out of turn 4 as we've done all evening. Hope you have a good time out there. If you're still on the stream, you must be enjoying the show. If you have not left us a thumbs up before or subscribed, please do so, as it will help support the Velodrome. Many subscribers we can get helps our channel grow and get the word out there about great racing here in Redmond, Washington. And the whistle signaling the start of the race. We've been having some steady subscriber growth on the YouTube channel. We're not ready to celebrate any big milestones yet, but we did break through the 300 mark, so we continue to grow on that front. We'd love to see that only tick up as we go. Big thanks to our community for supporting us financially and, of course, morally with your thumbs up and your subscriptions. That makes a huge difference. Down on the back straight, that is Mr. Henry Kaiser. accelerate nicely. Andy Baker will now take the lead. We're in for a long one, folks, so we'll see who wants to take the early lead, but this will be a test of endurance. Smart riders will not work too hard for the early points, knowing that they need to have the effort left to get as many as they can through all of these sprints. 8 opportunities to pick up points requires intelligence and sometimes some conservation. You need to be attacking at the right time when you're not working so hard against so many other riders. Like, oftentimes these first sprints, everybody's so fresh, it's going to be some of the most contested points of the race. Then again, riders with less endurance, they know this is their chance to get points, so that's why you're going to see some of them contend on the earlier laps rather than save it for later. .36 to go, and our first points coming out. That's Chris Wilson leading the lap. And heading down the back straight, one of our riders that would love to make a name for himself during the points race is Steven Wilson's. He moves his way towards the front to contend. And this will be Richter for Found Cycling coming to the front. The rider in the dark green will find the first 5. Andy Baker for 3. I think that's Robson for 2 and Wilson's for 1. Butler on his effort now, coming around turns 1 and 2, will try to take the lead of the lap and bring with him 5 riders that'll hug him close. The rest of the field also accelerating quickly, not allowing this rider to get away early. You'll see this early in the points race. Riders will try to make these attacks and see if they can get away. When riders are fresh, they'll try to catch. Eventually, when a rider makes an attack like that, you'll look down at the legs and say, go catch them, and they don't work. At some point, those attacks may just work out. Riders won't have what they need left in the tank to go catch. Early on here, riders keeping it together, though, at 33 to go. Richter, your early race leader, is number 17 with 5. Baker in second with 3. Mike Robson in third with 2. And Steven Wilson's in fourth with 1. Your race leader is number 17 in the dark green with the black helmet. He's middle of the pack in the sprinters lane, about 5 bikes back now. Andy Baker at the front is in second, number 4, with the stars and stripes. Chris Wilson down the front, the rider in that white helmet with the dark green will lead it as the bell's ringing for more points. Our second sprint now getting engaged. Behind Wilson's wheel, Vern Cole, Henry Kaiser, and Richter, the race leader, are lined up. There's Greg Kogut for number 54. Starting to accelerate out the right side, not able quite to get up to the front as Chris Wilson will now lose the front. 3 riders accelerating quickly around him. Look out for Richter again, Robson and Baker. Same 3 riders that came in last time. Richter trying to find 5 again. Looks like he'll be able to do so. Robson for 3 this time, 2 for Baker. They'll find themselves in a tie for second at 5 apiece. Chris Wilson gets his first points of the race. He'll have 1 now. And Richter, your race leader, will move up to 10 after that one. The Rocket, as he's known, found Cycling Guild's out here being competitive in 2021, and he's been making a showing in the back half here of the summer months. Our early race leader, David Richter. Andy Baker, in a tie for second right now, finds the front of the field. Steven Wilsons locks one in and sends it flying to the front now. This is the kind of effort he wants to go on, is he wants to get away from the field when they're trying to catch their breath. A good attack from Wilsons. The Caliber Home Loans Gerks team in the all blue. He's got the neon socks on as well. He led that missing out, as you saw. He wasn't able to get a top 3 position for his efforts, but he has this kind of effort for days. So it's exactly what he's going to try to do now. He's going to play that card and see how it works. At 28 to go, he's got several bike links between him and the rest of the field, but we got some other speedy specialists here trying to hold on to him, as Nick Martinez is more than willing to try to catch him. Carl Hofer in the same kind of effort. Chris Wilson all getting up now to Wilson's, and he recognizes it's going to end soon. He'll pull up to the right, not waste any more effort than he needs to. That's Martinez coming up to the front. 27 to go, and a bell next lap. Number 18 takes the lead. John Butler, 24, now at the front. Quick rotations happening as riders are starting to get a little protective of their efforts. There's been a lot of attacks and recoveries here early on, so in a 40-lap race as this one, you got to be mindful of all of the efforts you need ahead of you. Chris Wilson will just casually start to roll away from this field. Riders kind of ignoring him for a second. He'll move forward. Here comes Andrew Martin to join in on it for the 10-speed hero team in the light blue. 26 to go. Martin will take the front and go on the move. Number 23 on his own attack. Chris Wilson just trying to stay up here for points, as he looks like he's on a good place to do it. Interesting. Look at this field sitting at the blue line. They are completely uninterested, ready to just save some energy right now. This might be huge. I am curious to see how this one plays out as Andrew Martin and Chris Wilson get off the front. Now Chris Wilson decides to go ahead and go catch for 5. They might be talking to each other right now. The chatter should be, let's go. 25 to go. It's Chris Wilson and Andrew Martin well ahead of the rest of the field. And here comes Mike Darlene for 2 points and Andrew Karlberg for 1. And we've got 5 off the front, and now the field's starting to get anxious about it. At 25 to go, nobody in the field gets points. Andrew Martin making this kind of start when he moved away from the rest of the field, and Chris Wilson doing the same. It brought with them a few riders in the attack. Steven Wilson's was the last to respond, but he gets up here as well. So now our field of 5 at 24 to go, and Karlberg wants to keep it going. The race leader is still Richter with 10, Chris Wilson in second with 6. Baker and Robson in third with 5. Andrew Martin in 5th with 3. Mike Darlene with 2 is in 6th. I got 2 riders with 1. Steven Wilson's and Andrew Karlberg, they're both tied for 7th. Most of those riders I just called are up in the front group. A few, most notably I see Andy Baker is back in the chasing field now, our lead group of 5. 23 to go. Sounds to me like our crew is trying to sort this out a little bit. They're trying to put in some effort, but maybe not everybody is going to do the same amount. So sometimes you'll hear this chatter as the riders are trying to configure themselves for this kind of effort. They're on a break right now, and they want to get points. But if they don't organize and work together and move away, they'll get caught. And all this effort and all this energy they've spent, it's going to be for nothing. And that's exactly what Carl Hofer is trying to make happen right now, as he's on a huge tear. 22 to go. Will our group of 5 pick up anything for this? Carl Hofer still chasing. Nick Martinez is off the pace a little bit, but they're trying to hold on to this. Maybe just Carl Hofer will catch. There goes John Butler on his way up. And the field's just watching each other now as everybody's going to come back together. The break dissolves. And just like that, it all fizzes out. I had thought for a moment that this might become a break and a chase, but it will come back together before the bells even ring. And here comes John Butler to say, all right, my turn. 21 to go, and he'll do it on a bell lap. A much better time to do one of these efforts if you're going to get caught anyways. Down the back straight, that is John Butler, number 24. Number 18 is Nick Martinez, is the next closest rider, but he's got about 40 meters to get up there still. We'll give this one to John Butler already, nice and early, but I don't see how he's caught. So 5 points for the rider off the front. Here comes the sprint for 3 behind him. Richter, nice acceleration for 3 points. The laser comes up for 2 and give 1 for number 18. That should give Richter still a firm grip on the lead of the race. David Richter with 13, the leader still. Chris Wilson in second, still with 6. After that, Andy Baker, Mike Robson, and John Butler all have 5 and a tie for third. In 6th is Andrew Martin with 3. Darlene and Kaiser both have 2, good for 7th right now. 3 riders with 1 is Wilson's, Carlberg, and Martinez. That's good for a tie in 9th place. We're only halfway through the event, so plenty more opportunities for these riders to sprint for points. This, our Cat 1-2 men, our fastest and longest distance race of the evening. These riders are certainly going for a longer distance than we would normally put on a Friday night. But as we work towards the end of our season, our riders have gotten into good race shape. Getting a good opportunity for these riders to put some laps out here on the track tonight and show us what they're made of. At 18 to go, it's Andy Baker, one of the riders that got out to an early lead, was out of the action but didn't really get too far down the leaderboards. He was smart to save his energy, it turns out, as most of the efforts off the front fizzled away and turned to nothing. Butler, again, very active off the front, and he has no problem going on these solo efforts. He picked up the victory in the previous sprint, good for 5 points from a similar effort, although it was on a bell lap. This time, a lap early. 17 to go. The next lap will be the bell. And there goes Butler for his solo move. Martinez, Martin, and Steven Wilson's the next closest riders. That's number 54. Greg Kogut going on his move to try to catch to Butler. Looks like he'll be able to do so. As the bell is ringing, they will be coming over the top of Butler at this pace. Kaiser and Williams, the next riders to catch as well. They swing up a little bit before getting there. And there goes Butler well ahead. He knows that they're going to catch him. 16 to go. Points next time. Chris Wilson now at the front, number 39, leads the lap. Carl Hofer, the rider in red. There's your race leader, the third wheel. No surprise, he's found his way right up to the front again, right where he wants to be and needs to be. Good move here coming from the middle of the sprint, though. Trying to keep Richter in a tough spot. Baker nudged up and not able to get up to the front, but not in time to stop Robson from making this nice acceleration. Robson for 5, Wilson for 3, Richter for 2, and Baker for 1. The race leader still found something out of the sprint, although maybe not the 5 he was hoping for. He got 2 more. Your race leader, Richter, with 15. 5 points trailing him is Mike Robson with 10. And it gets awfully close with Chris Wilson just 1 point behind in third with 9 points. Andy Baker's got 6 in 4th place. John Butler in 5th with 5. Other points beyond that remain unchanged from previous sprints. Hofer making a nice move here as he looks around, seeing that he's got an opportunity, and you always want to make these attacks in the points race. If you're an endurance rider, make it right after the sprint. That's what he does. So he'll try to get away now as most of the field's sitting above the blue line. He is not a rider with points to be concerned about for a lot of the riders, giving him a chance to now go collect some big points in the future sprints. If he can do this and maybe collect the next couple, he'll be right there at the top of this fight. Steven Wilson's clawing his way to the front as well. Will now try to get away from this field as they all now begin to engage a little bit more speed down the sprinter's lane. Chris Wilson the first to try to engage them. Down the back straight, that's still Steven Wilson's in the middle between a leader and the field. Carl Hofer, the leader on the track in position right now, the rider in red, coming onto the home straight. 12 to go will be the lap cards for the rider in red. Bell next lap. If he can stay here, he'll be picking up 5. Wilson's trying to get there in time to maybe challenge or at least guarantee 3. 10-speed hero, here comes Andrew Martin. Baker not interested to chase right now, will sit up instead of chasing as well. This gives room for Andrew Martin to go on one heck of a quick acceleration. He is on a nice move again. This guy's got some real moves out of the field. Look at him come flying up as Wilson's now finds himself 3rd in the lineup. Not enough to get to Hofer in time yet. Can he get there before the bell? Points next lap. Hofer, Martin, and Wilson's get the bell. Kogut, number 54, the next closest rider, swings up, giving room for Martinez, who's also trying to get up into this thing. Wilson's likely to be caught on the back straight, but he's still in the points if he can stay up here. At the front of the race, it is Hofer and Martin. I think Martin's waiting for the opportunity to sprint. It's exactly what he's going to do. He catches the wheel, and then he goes again. Martin with a great move here for 5. Hofer for 3. Chris Wilson will be our rider for 2 points. Greg Kogut for 1 in his first point of the race. Kogut thought to ride his sprint. He sits up quickly. Now Martinez will take the front. Something I've said an awful lot here in the summer of 2021. This rider likes to be here at 9 to go. Opposite side of the track is where the race is going on, and it is the red of Carl Hofer that is once again doing the work to chase. Nick Martinez, who's just off the front, serving as the carrot for this field to accelerate and catch. Not on the bell lap still, so no points for any of these riders as we go into 8 to go. Next bell at 6. Your race leader, David Richter, number 17. Middle of the pack down near the sprinter's lane, has been on top of the competition since the start of the race. Just finding enough in each of these sprints to be at the top of the leaderboard, not working too hard when he doesn't need to, and then using that top speed to pick up the big points when he's able. 2 more opportunities to try to take it away from Richter. We'll see how the field races this thing as we've bunched ourselves back up at the blue line and above. No bell yet. Chris Wilson happy to take the front position at the moment. Remember, he's sitting with him as he rides to the right of the field. I'll say it again, Nick Martinez at the front. Not wanting to sit in on the slow pace. Brings with him Mike Darlene. The two of them shove away from the field for a moment. Close enough to the bell, though. The field is not going to let this one go easy. Onto the home straight. Here comes Darlene getting the bell. Points next lap for Mike. 5, 3, 2, and 1 to the front of this race. Mike Robson in the light blue with the white helmet, looking very speedy at the front of this field. Has plenty to give as he'll bring this group right back up. And there he goes. The rider in the lead of this race doing exactly what he needs to do. Andy Baker's found his wheel. He's going to try to challenge. Here comes Robson, Baker, and Richter coming onto the home straight. It's still Richter at the front trying to find 5 more. Here comes Baker, Richter. Make it Richter for 5, Baker for 3, Robson for 2. John Butler, number 24, for 1. And that'll do it for the 5, 3, 2, and 1 sprints. Now for the big one. We got the 10, 6, 4, and 2 coming up, the real important sprint. Richter has found himself with a nice lead now. He's got 8 points ahead of the next closest rider with 20 in the lead of the race. Mike Robson sitting in second with 12. Chris Wilson in third with 11. Andy Baker in fourth with 9. Andrew Martin in fifth with 8. The race for second is close as we got 4 riders within 4 points of each other between second and 5th place right now. And do remember, the final sprint goes 10 to the leader, 6 to the second rider. So depending on how those finishing positions go, this could be very interesting. I'll say it again. Nick Martinez at the front. This guy just never gives up. He doesn't know what quit means. Off he goes again. At 3 to go. Martinez, can this one be the one that sticks? The rest of the field is looking at the riders that they're trying to challenge, and Nick Martinez is not one of them. Though he's been active, he has not found points. So a lot of the riders with points are ignoring him, knowing that he's not the threat. So this is a smart move by Nick. Even if all he does is go out and get these 10 points, he may not be the winner, but he certainly will move up the leaderboard several positions. So a smart move here for the rider in white. He's off the front and trying to hold on for another lap and a half. 2 to go for Martinez in the chasing field. 2 to go. Richter doing some work to keep the field close to Martinez's position. He doesn't really need the 10 points. He just needs to make sure that he gets something in this next sprint. The only way he loses the lead is if Mike Robson or Chris Wilson get the 10 and Richter gets nothing. Other than that, Richter's got this locked in. He just needs to participate in this sprint, so he's going to do some work to keep it close. And off we go. It's the final lap, our final lap of racing on Friday Night Racing. Nick Martinez at the front. Can he get the points? Oh, he's gritting the teeth trying to hold on to this one. Here comes Andrew Martin. Oh, this guy's fast. He's bringing with him Andy Baker. Andrew Karlberg wants to get big points on the final sprint. Here comes Chris Wilson as well. Andrew Martin trying to go down the back straight, but as long as Karlberg gets this one, I think Richter will be our winner. So here goes Karlberg and Wilson. Chris Wilson off the front. Andy Baker trying to hold on to it. It will be Andrew Karlberg holding on to the speed of this race, wanting to find the last 10. Karlberg for 10, Chris Wilson for 6, Andy Baker for 4, Andrew Martin for 2, and your winner is somewhere. There he is. Number 17, I believe, will grab the win as Richter does just enough to get the points he needs and to get it done. My call's unofficial. Official race results will always be posted to velodrome.org/live shortly after the races conclude. Boy, oh boy. Folks, that will do it for us here tonight. What another fun night of racing here at the Velodrome. How about one more round of applause for the athletes tonight and their great showing. We appreciate it. A lot of them have already left. We don't thank them. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully at home they've already turned the stream if you're back at home and checking in on how the racing is ending. A good night of racing all around. We had a good crowd in the middle of the day. Thanks for sticking around with us if you're still here in person. We really appreciate you. This is, again, we have a great community here of supporting folks and spectators on the outside watching. So thank you for being with us tonight. Thanks to our officials and, of course, our volunteers as well for making tonight all possible. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's been a pleasure hosting you here today. This has been Friday Night Racing at the Velodrome, and we'll be back again next week with regional championships at the track. It's Fred's Race 2021 next Friday. We look forward to hosting you for more racing action here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.